Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. So 1 week of IPL is almost done. So we will in this video we're going to go through all the reviews of the we're going to go through all the matches and see where each team has stand. So without a further ado, I'm going to introduce to my guests Ajit and Prithvi. How are you guys? What's going on? What do you think about the IPL so far?
You
You
go
go
ahead,
first, Ajay.
Prithvi.
It's been a
Yeah,
good.
you say, you
I
say.
think it's been. I think it's been good so far. My favorite match has to be the one between Mumbai Indians and SRH. That huge scoring match, and that was a good game for me to watch. That I watched, and seeing my beloved CSK do so well twice is also good. So that's what I can summarize so far about the IPL. What about you, Ajay?
Well, so far it has been a pretty high-scoring few set of matches, to be honest. To this 1 week, as we've seen so many high-scoring matches, none of them have gone below 160, to be honest. The only one which was the lowest in terms of just two innings of scores is just the Gujarat Titans versus Mumbai Indians match where Gujarat hit 168, and that is actually the and of course Mumbai chasing it down. I mean, Mumbai failing to chase it down, they got to 162 for nine and all that. So, I mean, it's just pretty high scoring IPL season so far. To be honest, it's almost anything above anything below 160 is a little bit below par for everyone, it seems. And same, my one of my favorite matches for this week of IPL, I think SRH versus Mumbai Indians for sure. I didn't expect this kind of a belter of a high scoring match, to be honest. And also, I mean, we all three pretty much established ourselves as big CSK fans anyway. So again, CSK winning the first two matches under Gaikwad's captaincy. Wow, it's been a good start so far, but. This tournament is not a sprint; it's a marathon. So it's going to be interesting to see what the subsequent weeks is going to give us in store for. So yeah, that's how I would summarize it.
The surprising thing about this IPL so far is the wickets have become so flat. It is so odd now that Hyderabad and Chennai wickets, traditionally they're known to be a bit too slow, a bit too tacky. But then in this year, the wickets have been so flat, and Bengaluru wicket has become a little bit too tacky because of the recent WPL. That maybe the ground stuff has not yet prepared, has not got the time to prepare the wickets, which is why if you've seen the RCB Punjab game, the second innings, the wickets have become a little too slow. So I would say that is one
Um,
weird observation I've seen, that some of the wickets have become too flat. I mean, he's still not got a game in Wankhede, which traditionally known for to be a flat wicket. But any ado, we will go into we'll review each game by game. We will
mhm.
review the first game, which is CSK versus
Uh,
uh,
RCB.
RCB, and let's before I will ask Ajit to release his tension on RCB. We'll just do a bit of a proper analysis. Then we'll go for the onslaught. Okay. So save yourself,
Yeah, yeah,
Ajit,
yeah.
for some time.
Keep
So
yourself,
CSK,
save your energy. Yeah,
yes,
hold your horses.
save your energy. Yes. So if you look at the first scorecard, no 173. RCB batted first. They scored 173 for six. Uh, there's in a weird situation that RCB were 78 for five, but then somehow they resurrected due thanks to the partnership between Anuj Rawat and Dinesh
Yeah,
Karthik. Uh,
mm.
then if you look at CSK's bowling, Mustafiz Rahman picked up four
Shota
wickets.
Rahman is a big
He
one,
was
big one.
he
Yeah.
was he was brilliant. Then CSK chased it with a canter in 18.4 overs. Each batsman has contributed. Rachin Ravindra, Ajinkya Rahane, Darren Mitchell, Shivam Dubey, Ravinder Jadeja. Each of them has contributed. So overall, it was a canter of the chase, and it seems as if the CSK has not faced any difficulty. And of course, the ridiculous tactics of RCB, bowling short ball to short ball, which is something that nobody will understand, I feel.
Yeah,
So, what do
going
you
too
think?
short. Yeah.
Over, Prithvi, what is your opinion about the game?
Yeah, I think RCB were bowling too short. I was about to pick that up. I don't know. I Like you said, there's no better way to describe that than as ridiculous. It wasn't working, but they still kept doing it. The one thing that I wanted to say about CSK was that it's so good to see every batter come and contribute. Usually, when you have decently high or high scoring games, you have like one batter comes and hits like a 50 or like an 80 or something, and uh, basically gets a high score, almost gets 100. But in the case of CSK, we are seeing like more of a even contribution from mostly from the batters like Rachin, Ravindra, Shivam, the Dubey, then Dan Mitchell. That was how it turned out in this case, in this match case. And of course, um, I want to say that the thing that I remember the most was the catch, that combined catch from the Rachin, the Ravindra, and Ajinkya Rahane. Did you guys see that? That was a
Yeah,
great
the
finish.
one that got
I
out Virat Kohli.
I
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think the rules should change because it actually shows Scott the Rachin, while the catch honestly they belong to Rahane. So I think they should change the rules, but like the fielder who first takes the catch instead of the fielder
No,
who
I
holds
don't
onto the
think so
ball in the
because
end.
no, 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 no. I
Yeah.
agree. I disagree with you, man. Bro,
Why? Why? I
because
mean, yeah,
Ajinkya,
come.
no, no, Ajinkya Rane, he was about to touch the boundary, so you have to give it to Ravindra. Ravindra was the
Hmm.
one who taken the catch. Ultimately, whoever gets the catch is the one who his name is could be put on the
Yeah,
scorecard.
but then yeah, but I don't think it matters the too much. It's just one catch. But I would have liked to have seen the catch go on. Or maybe they can put like, caught by Jadeja and Rachin. Maybe they can include both their names too. You know.
That's
Anyhow,
all.
so yeah, so that's one that's one thing, and also the captaincy of Rudraj Gaikwad. I think at the end of this match, Deepak Chair, like he was asked a question like, is it weird? No, not this match. It happened in the next match, but it's something similar happened here also. Uh, in the post-match conference, a person asked him, "Is it weird to now not turn towards to Dhoni and turn towards Ruturaj to ask for reviews?" And he said, "Well, now I have to turn to." He said, "अभी मेरे को धोनी भाई की तरफ और ऋतु भाई की तरफ दोनों तरफ मेरे को देखना पड़ता है." That means I have to see both Dhoni and Ruturaj Gaikwad. So I think it shows very good team coordination. I think this Ruturaj he seems to be good. His captaincy seems to be good. He's yet to be tested very deeply, but I think there's good coordination in the team. Dhoni is still coming in and giving us inputs when required. Yeah, I think I'll stop now and let the onslaught begin. Over to you, Ajit.
Ajit, you go ahead, man. Do whatever you
Go
want.
ahead. Let the onslaught begin. How
Okay.
much we hate RCB. I didn't say
I
a word
mean,
about RCB, you see.
I couldn't say much about RCB for the one against the match with the CSK vs RCB, but I would say this. It was pretty mediocre or pretty underwhelming captaincy from Faf, to be honest with you. See, they were 78 for 5 and they managed to get to 173. But to be frank, I thought match would have been over. Probably RCB would have got all out by 120 or 130 the way they were batting at. But Anuj Rawat and Dinesh Karthik took them over, and that wicket was surprisingly like I think you've opened this up that the Chepauk wicket is not that of a turning wicket anymore. It's not a slow one. They've prepared a pretty good batting track. That's what I felt, and that's the similar case that happened with the match against Gujarat as well, which we will get to it. But RCB, the way they came back with the bat, it was good in that way for them. Their bowling was, like we've always suspected that there's unknown bowling அவ்வளோ மட்டமா இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தோம் அந்த லைனப். Yash Dayal actually bowled well, to be honest with you. I thought he looked a
Mhm.
bit more,
Yes, yes.
he looked promising, especially the way he took out Rutraj Gaikwad. Alzari Joseph, அதுதான்டா ஐயோ 11.5 crores கொடுத்து சும்மா ஷார்ட் பால். See, the one thing I might disagree a little bit on that. People saying, it's predictable, short ball, and all that. I'll put this way: The reason why it became too predictable is that the way Faf du Plessis set his fields, you should think that as well. Because
Yeah,
even though they
I
were
agree.
bowling too much of short balls
Yeah,
to Daryl
yeah,
Mitchell and Shivam Dube, the field was too defensive. It was so many fielders standing outside the circle in the leg side. A lot of deep square, deep fine leg, and deep mid wicket and all that. So, especially because they were fearing that Shivam Dube would hit for six. I mean, see, பேட்ல பட்டுருச்சுன்னா சிவம் துபே பேட்ல பட்டுருச்சுன்னா பால் சிக்ஸ் தான் போக போகுது
yeah.
கன்ஃபார்ம். ஏன்னா மிஸ் ஹிட் ரொம்ப கஷ்டம் சிவம் துபே கிட்ட இருந்தெல்லாம். அந்த லாங் லீவர்ஸ் எல்லாம் அப்படியே சும்மா அந்த
Yes.
லெக் சைடுல வந்து இந்த பேட் ஸ்விங்ல அடிச்சிருவான்.
No,
But
I
the
will, I
thing
will,
is
He's
I
a
that,
will,
very
but when you
the
observe
tall guy
that,
also. He's a
no,
very
but
tall
I'll
guy
make this
also.
I
point.
will.
When you observe
Yeah,
that, with the way he was facing the short ball initially, most of the deliveries he hit, it was going in the infield. So it was easy
yeah,
catches for
yeah.
fielders and on the leg side, inside the circle that too. Short mid wicket or a short fine leg or short long leg, anything. ஷார்ட் லெக் வாட்எவர். அந்த ஃபீல்டர்ஸ் வந்து அந்த லெக் சைட்லேயே நிறைய ஒரு 2-3 ஃபீல்டர்ஸ் அங்கே பொசிஷன்ல இருந்திருந்தாங்கன்னா கேட்ச் தட் வுட் ஹவ் பீன் அ விக்கெட் ஃபார் ஆர்சிபி. ஸோ ஒரு அட்டாக்கிங் ஃபீல்டு இல்லாம இருந்தது. ஃபாஃப் வாஸ் வே டு டிஃபென்சிவ். தட்ஸ் வாட் ஐ தாட். அப்போ கூட சிஎஸ்கே வந்து தே வர் சோ கிளவர் இன் அ வே தட் even though they were not getting any boundaries, they were running between the wickets. They were getting
Yeah.
7-8 runs by just running between the wickets. And
Yeah.
also, once Jadeja came in, once Daryl Mitchell got out after hitting those two sixes, he did decently. Once Daryl Mitchell got out, and then when Jadeja came in, Jadeja என்ன பண்ணானா, he was letting Dube know that you don't need to hit the ball too much. You don't need to hit it very hard. Just with the pace, just use the pace and find the gaps. You just played very with a bit of a softer hand. So that's what he did. Jadeja played like that. And now Jadeja, they were peppering with short balls. But he was playing it a bit more, using the pace, letting it come to him and, just using it with the flow la pora mari rather than muscling it. That's what really helped Shivam Dube to, get the proper finish for CSK. And then, Alzari Joseph and the 19th over that big killer blow, the big six hook shot அடிச்சு six அடிச்சான். That actually finished the game for CSK. And RCB, what I thought was it. Initially, there was a bit of a promise for their bowling attack, especially Siraj. Now you have another new ball bowling partner in Yash Dayal, so you have a good new ball tandem. அதுல வந்து it's something that they can moving forward they can do that. Yash Dayal வந்து you don't need to expose him in the death overs or otherwise you know what happens next. இந்த மாதிரி நடந்தா. But I mean, you don't need to go into it much. But again, their death bowling maybe is a bit of a question mark. I would say Alzarri Joseph, man. I think I don't know. Moving forward, RCB should seriously consider what they should do with Alzarri Joseph. See, 11 crores கொடுத்து வாங்கியிருக்கோம், ஆடி ஆகணும், அந்த இதெல்லாம் வேண்டாம். ஏன்னா காம்பினேஷன் ஒழுங்கா வரணும்னா you have to do something. Plus, you also said that and the Bangalore wicket it's not the flat wicket that we used to see. It's a bit on the slower side. So maybe
We'll
they
go
have
for the
to
next
bring
game.
in
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
maybe they need to
that's what they have to
drop
do.
out,
Yeah.
drop
One,
Alzari Joseph and bring in Will Jacks. That's
yeah,
everybody
Yeah.
were saying that. A lot of
yeah, yeah,
experts were saying bringing in Will
Mhm.
Jacks. ஆனா சொன்னா கேட்க
yeah.
மாட்டானுங்க. அதைதான் நம்மளும் சொல்லுவோம். ஆர்ஜிபினா சொன்னா கேட்க மாட்டானுங்க. இதேதான் பண்ணுவானுங்க திருப்பி
Yeah.
திருப்பி. 11
Yeah.
11 கோடிக்கு வாங்கியிருக்கோம். அதாவது பருத்தி முட்டையை குடவுன்லயே வைக்கலாமே அப்படின்னு வைக்கலாம் தான். ஆனா 11.5 கோடி கொடுத்து
Yeah.
வாங்கிருக்கோம்ல, அவனை விளையாட வைக்கணும்ல அப்படின்னு
Correct,
சொல்லிக்கிட்டே
correct.
இதுதான் பண்ண போறானுங்க.
Parathi
We
Mutte have
haven't
Darren
as
Mitchell.
we haven't as yet gotten to the KKR match.
We will get to it. No, we'll
So
get
when
to
do we
it.
get to
No, no,
that?
calm down, bro. Why do you
No,
need? Why
I'm not
worry,
really
bro?
good.
No, but
I'm really
but
bad at that guy. Yeah.
no. But one more thing I like to add before we go to the next match is that the positives of no Fab didn't contribute. Kohli, level he struggled a bit. Green didn't
Yeah.
contribute. Padida didn't contribute.
Faf
DK
அதெல்லாம்
Rawat
அடிச்சானே.
has
Faf தானே
Fab
அடிச்சான்.
did, yeah. Fab contribute. Yeah, correct. But then the positive is that DK and Anuj Rawal contributing, and that's a big positive because usually speaking, Bangalore always relied upon the KGF, Kohli, Maxwell, and Faf. But then this time they're finding new players who are contributing and different situation. That is something that could be a bit of a positive, if I could say that. But without being saying, we'll move into the next game, which is Punjab
One
Kings
final
versus Delhi.
thing, one
Yeah,
final
yeah,
thing, just one thing. One final thing about this match, watching the Dhoni run out of Governance Rawat was so refreshing.
of course.
It was
Even more better
Yes.
the
than that,
man,
we'll get into the next game.
We'll get to
the
that. We'll
man
get to
all of
that.
India loves.
எல்லாம் சொல்லுவோம் இருக்கு
Yeah.
எல்லாம் ஃப்ளோல
இருக்கு இன்னும்
சொல்லுவோம்.
இருக்குடா
Don't worry.
இன்னும் இருக்குடா. So
Exactly.
we'll go to the
Yeah,
next game. Yeah, we're going to the next game, which is Punjab Kings versus Delhi Capitals. Obviously, Punjab has won the game. They've scored 174 for 9. I mean, the main headlines is the Rishabh Pant comeback. He
yeah,
struggled a bit. The if you look at the first innings of Delhi Capitals, they were like almost 140 odd, 150 odd for 9 wickets. Then suddenly the Abhishek Porel scored a 30 odd runs, which is a crazy comeback. That actually took Delhi to 174. That gave him a chance. But then Punjab has chased it in a canter. Thanks to the inning, beautiful innings by Sam Curran and Liam
I'm correct.
Livingston. Yeah, and if you look at the bowling
Yeah,
front
English boys.
of yeah, and if you look at the bowling of Punjab, Delhi, sorry, not Punjab, Delhi.
Anil,
Kuldeep Yadav,
Delhi, yeah,
Kuldeep Yadav, man. I want to talk about Kuldeep Yadav for a second, man.
yeah,
If there is a if Delhi has to qualify for the playoffs, someone like Kuldeep Yadav has to keep on performing day in day out because the bowling front of Delhi Capitals is very weak. And of course, Akshar Patel also has to contribute. Both those two spinners, if moving forward, Delhi has to qualify for the playoffs, they have to both of them have to deliver on every game because Ishan Sharma got injured in the middle of the innings. That
yeah.
has hamstrung Rishabh Pant's in terms of bowling options. Khalil Ahmed was on and off. I mean, the recent game he did well, but then he's on and off. He's a bit inconsistent. Nokia, of course, yesterday he came. We'll get to that game, but then the way I see it is that the bowling front of Delhi Capitals is over reliance of two bowlers, and same in the batting front, man. Because with Prithvi Shaw not playing at all, I don't know why they're not playing Prithvi Shaw. Maybe because he's not in form or whatever it is they're playing, and David Warner has not become that aggressive David Warner. He became more of an anchor role. That's where, and you can't expect of Rishabh Pant because he just came back. He needs around a couple of games to really get into the rhythm that he was. So the onus is entirely on Mitchell Marsh because he's the most informed T20 player in the world at this point. And he has to deliver the goods. He has to play the strike rate of 150, 160 if Italy has to give the team to good starts. So that's what I feel. What is your opinion on the game?
Prithvi, go ahead.
No, I can't say too much about this because I didn't see the game. It was like early morning for me in the US, so I can see it. So you have an opinion, you can go ahead and say it. Yeah.
So what I felt was, since you wanted to touch upon Prithvi Shaw, I think maybe it was because of people a little bit more of a speculation or not speculation, at least people a bit of a chatter around saying that Prithvi Shaw,
Mm.
over the years, his fitness has gone so bad. It
Is
seems him physique-wise, he is looking little bit more out of shape every year, and even that he still, I think he had a surgery or something not too long ago,
he
some
had a
injury or
surgery. He
something
came
like
back.
that, and then before surgery or before treatment, he looked in one size, and then coming out of it, he got a little bit more larger, and that's what it was a bit of a chatter about. So. And with Ricky Ponting in there as a head coach, I'm not surprised that if they were too concerned about saying that, hey, you don't look fit or anything. It's not about, hampering anybody or something like that. It's just that, you're not have that fitness maintain that fitness enough to sustain in an IPL match or something. And that's what I felt. And I think relying on Mitchell Marsh and David Warner, it's not a bad option to say the least. But again, Mitch Marsh, the pressure would be on him because you not only he needs to give Delhi good starts, but also he needs to stay there a little bit more longer with David Warner as well. They're expecting him to get 40, 50 runs almost every match, which is not feasible to be honest with the way he's going to bat because Mitchell Marsh. in slow tracks, ஸ்பின்னர்லாம் வந்து வர ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டானுங்கன்னா, ஏன்னா வந்து most of the analysts speak that Mitchell Marsh is more predominant on the back foot, especially against spinners also. So
Yeah, yeah.
in slow wickets, it's going to be a big. It's going to be a big problem for Mitch Marsh.
See,
But
and
I think
and one more thing I would like to point out that 2 points I would like to point out is that couple of games they could play in Vizag because just now the WPL got over, so they need time to relive the pitch. So they're playing in Vizag where the nature of the wicket is that it's a very turning wicket. But then in the recent Test match versus in England, India versus England, it was a flat wicket. So I assume that the wicket will be flat for the
it will be flat.
couple of games that it will be flat. Yeah. So it will be a bit of it will be an advantage for Delhi Capitals because the style of play that the Delhi plays with the with the foreign players they've got, it suits them. And another point I like to point out is that Delhi Capitals, so they don't have a recognized Indian batsmen other than Prithvi Shaw, Rishabh Pant, and Akshar Patel to some certain extent. They don't have
Yeah.
other Indian batsmen because you have to depend because you can't depend too much on guys like Ricky Pui, Abhishek Poral because those are very inexperienced guys and to say that they are the ones who have to take the load of the bulk of the runs, it seems unfair to me. So I don't. And if you talk about Punjab or the other side, no, I think they have contributed pretty well. And again, it's the same case as Delhi Capitals. It's all the English players. They have to depend upon English players. As I said, Sam Curran and Liam Livingston, they have done really well. But then, what if the foreigners don't do well? Who are the Indian players that could help them to step up when it matters the most? That's a big question because Shikhar Dhawan, as the year goes on, his strike rate reduces as much as possible. But then one thing he guarantees you is that he gives you 400 plus runs every season. He's that consistent. And Prabh Simran Singh, I think it's high time that Prabh Simran Singh should step up when it matters the most because in the depleted Punjab Kings side, someone like Prabh Simran Singh's role is super important. And of course, in the bowling front, bowling up front, if you look at Harshdeep has done well. I mean, if you look at this game, he picked up 2 wickets. Harpreet Brar has been a very underrated cricketer, man. I'll be honest with you. He's been very underrated and he's giving a huge shout out for the Indian selectors, to pick him in future tournaments. He's very underrated.
Yeah.
And Harshal Patel, Arshdeep Singh, as I told you, he has done very well. Harshal Patel, man, I mean, like, bro, as same as Alzari Joseph, I can say the same thing about Harshal Patel, man.
Yeah.
11 crores you bought him, and he still goes for a lot of runs. That shows that that guy is suited only for wickets, which is slower, but not for flatter wickets. That's the big thing. So, before moving forward, India, any last thoughts before we move on to the next game?
Punjab Kings, I think that yeah, I mean the match against DC they did well, but the next match against RCB we'll get to it. It's a bit different. But before that, I will. But for just for this match, I will say that Harpreet Brar, I think, is going to be one of those frontline spinners for Punjab, one of the striking main bowlers for Punjab. Who's going to do well almost in every pitch consistently, giving a pretty good spells, to be honest. Delhi, especially, and also we forgot to mention Shea Hope. He also played well at coming at number 3 in that match. Unfortunately, didn't play the next game because of spasms. The one against RR not too long ago. So Shea Hope at number 3. I think they were trying to. I think the first match, the batting was, their combination was bit better, I would say, than the one we were seeing yesterday. But I think moving forward, it's going to be a bit of a problem because now Ishant Sharma is now with an ankle injury, and yeah, Delhi it's looking way too grim. I don't know. They're pretty much having deficiencies everywhere. Even pretty much the whole team is on paper they're
the
weak.
Finnish side.
Like on paper they look weak,
Yeah.
and now looking at them while they play, they still look pretty weak unless some miraculous things should happen. I don't see them doing that well this tournament. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and we can move on to the next game.
Yeah.
Next game, this took place on that same day was Calcutta against Sunrisers. Yeah.
Yeah. Calcutta versus
So that's
SRH.
yes.
If you look at the scorecard, it's a very close game. Very, very
Very
close. A
close game.
lot of things.
Thanks to one
A
man. Thanks
lot,
to one man.
of
Yeah,
course. Of
thanks to
course.
one man.
So, uh, if you look at the scorecard, no, it seems as if it is a very
Harshit Ram.
Harshit Rana. You look at the scorecard. Kolkata scored
What?
208 for 7.
What was that? Yeah.
Contribution from Phil
Salt,
Salt. Yeah,
Salt, and
and
Russell.
Ramandeep Singh, Ramandeep Singh, Rinku Singh, they all have contributed. SRH bowling now we don't have the same match. Uh, Natarajan has bowled well, but there's not much to say. If you look at SRH, 204 for 7, they've lost by uh, 5 runs. And in that
4 runs.
game, where uh, one man
We
that
won.
they were 60 runs to win from 3 overs. 60 to win from 3 overs. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Heinrich Klaasen produces some magic. He hit Mitchell Stark for 25 runs when a man who is known for to be a gun death bowler has conceded 25 runs. And the last over, where they need like 13 odd runs or something like that, and somehow Harshit Rana out of nowhere picked up 2 wickets, and he caused a whole chaos out of nowhere because he was fined for the kind of gesture he's showing towards Mayank Agarwal, 60% of his match fees. But then, so I feel that, and at the end, KKR has won the game very closely because I thought it seems as if that the game was nowhere near for SRO. Suddenly out of nowhere they came close. So that's the beauty of the tournament. And bro, give a word for Heinrich Klaasen. In my opinion, he is easily one of the best T20 batsmen in the world at this point, along with Surya Kumar Yadav.
The best.
The best.
Joint.
He's
The best now.
the best.
Right now. Surya Kumar
Bro,
Yadav is injured. Nala, I'll give it to him right now.
Yeah, he's injured. So, bro, in the last 1 or 2 years, the sheer consistency, the power which he has, the footwork he possesses, he's so consistent, so has the power game, and he is unbelievable man. That the ball striking ability is immense, man. Out of nowhere, and plus another thing is that he's very calm and composed. The composure he's shown is amazing. And I gave my opinion. Ajit, you start, man.
You pretty much laid it out well. Kolkata Knight Riders, they have a very deep batting order. I mean, அது என்ன டெக்னிக்னே தெரியல. கம்பீர் திரும்பி வந்துட்டு நேரடியா என்ன சொல்றான் பாத்தியா, என்னன்னா சுழ்நரைனா திரும்பி ஓப்பனிங்ல போடணும். அது என்னதான் உனக்கு என்ன பிடிச்சதோ தெரியல. அது என்ன அப்சஷன், ஐ டோன்ட் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட். சும்மா சுழ்நரைன் எடுத்து ஓப்பனிங்ல போடுவது. பட் ஐ மீன் anyway, regardless of that, they've shown their batting their depth, and Philip Salt, the way he batted, he initially gave that a bit of a steady a bit of a stability for KKR innings at the start, and then Ramandeep Singh, Rinku Singh, and Andre Russell, the way they finished the innings off to get to 208, and SRH almost chasing it until Heinrich Klaasen got out of the final over to Harshit Rana. That's where it pretty much turned out. The match turned around, and I didn't understand why they did not play Travis Head. I don't know, was he injured or something? I'm not sure. But if he wasn't injured, he was fit. It was a pretty baffling move to play Marco Janssen, especially in that Eden Gardens pitch. It's pretty predominantly flat, and it was also flat on that day as well. On the day of that match, it was pretty flat. It was a good wicket to bat on as well. And Eden Gardens, the boundary dimensions are so very small. Travis said if he was there, I thought SRH would have chased the target and they would have won that match also, if I'm very honest with you. But with that being said, even without Travis Head, they were close to chasing it, and unfortunately, they didn't. So, I mean, moving forward, I'm not sure about SRH. I mean, we'll get to the next match. I think that would pretty much set it up for SRH for the pretty rest of the tournament. KKR, it's high time, they need to see Venkatesh Iyer, Shreyas as their captain, and Nitish Rana just to step up a bit more on the upcoming matches. So this today's match, RCB versus KKR, will determine as to how
Yeah.
those three players that I've mentioned will play. It's going to be interesting to see what those three can do. But I think if somehow they get contributions from those players I've mentioned, I think KKR is a very strong side. They will. We've also said that they are in contention to make it to the playoffs in the top four. Top two, I don't know. With
No.
Mumbai Indians, the
Very, very
way they've played,
tough competition for the top two. Mm.
we'll get to them about we'll get to Mumbai Indians about Mumbai Indians a little bit. But with the way Mumbai Indians have played in the first two matches, I don't know whether Mumbai will make it to the top two, but based on what we'll talk about in a bit moment. But if that is the case, if the current present situation do continue the way it is, somehow Mumbai struggles a bit more, and if they are pushing it for the top four, then I think KKR will have a chance to push for top two. If I'm giving it a bit more of a bold prediction, unless their bowling attack is a bit more sorted. Mitchell Stark, if he gets his bowling performances a little bit more, if he gets back to that old Mitchell Stark, that fiery one that he once was, he needs to get back to that. And of course, Sunil Narain and the 200 runsலயும் வந்து SRH chase பண்ணும்போது வந்து Sunil Narain was amazing with this bowling. He still is, it's like aging like fine wine, to be honest. Or he's timeless அப்படின்னு சொல்ல போனா ஒரு timeless bowler Sunil Narain
He's
அப்படின்னு
a
சொல்லுவேன். And
IPL
Varun
great.
Chakravarti
He's
also.
a yeah.
And Varun Chakravarti, both of them bowled really well. அவங்க ரெண்டு பேருமே போட்டதுல வந்து that really did not leak out so many runs for in
Yeah,
order
yeah.
for SRH to chase it. அவங்க ரெண்டு பேர்ல யாரா ஒருத்தவங்க அடி வாங்கியிருந்தா கூட SRH would have chased it down in 18-19 overs. லாஸ்ட் ஓவர் வரைக்கும் கூட போயிருக்காது. That's what I pretty much would sum
No,
up to.
yeah. I think this match would have been won by SRH had Heinrich Klaasen got a bit more support. He's going well, but I think wickets kept falling at the other end, so he wasn't getting much as support from the other end. And when he got out in the last over, I thought it's going to be difficult for SRH to come home, but it was a very close match. Now you said, I think two of you said an issue with, I think with Harshal Patel, they spent 11 crores on him. I think with the DC and he didn't do well, and then you spent 11 crores on Azari Joseph and he couldn't do well. Look what happened in this match. Mrs. Todd has spent 20 crores on him. He's probably what the
25,
second most expensive, 25.
24.75
Yeah.
crores. Yeah.
Was he the
24.75 crores.
most expensive? Was he the most expensive or was he the second one?
He's the
He is the
expensive.
Second.
most expensive in IPL history.
The most expensive player, and my God, he was expensive. We'll say that. Um, is there any spinner in the SRH team apart from Markande and Shabazz Ahmad? Is there any
Washington
strong
Sundar is there.
spinner?
Washington
Washington
Sundar.
Sundar,
Uh,
Washington Sundar
they're
didn't
not
play.
playing.
why didn't he play this match then? Why didn't he play this match? Was he injured or something?
No,
I
he's
don't
not.
know. I
We
don't
don't
know.
know.
I think with
He's
this, I think with this bowling attack, I think SRH did a decent job to keep KKR from going too high. Of course, 208 is a pretty big score, but they could have they chased it down if they were able to give a little bit more support to Henrik Klassen. And given how fast and given how he was going, he could have taken them home, but it was a
No,
close match.
I
Yeah.
have a very contrary view on that because if you look at the
But yeah.
match,
Mm.
SRH has started really well. In power play, they scored 60 odd. That is a perfect start you could ever get for a 200 run chase. It's just that the one of the top order has not had scored 70 or 80. That would have and in the middle order has not even contributed at all. Rahul Tripathi struggled. Aiden Markram has scored here and there, but then as you said, Henrik Klassen had to do all by himself. So
Yeah.
I would say that.
No, but then what I'm saying is that he wasn't wickets kept to falling on the other end while he was going like in the death overs. You know,
Hmm.
That's
I
what I'm
think
saying. I'm
that
not saying that he didn't get support on the top. I'm saying like as the game went on.
that is true. But anyhow, pretty much I think we've summed it up. So I think we can move on to the next game.
Yeah, we'll
Rajasthan
move on
Royals
to the
versus Lucknow
next.
Super Giants. No?
Yeah, uh, Rajasthan Royals, as usual, Sanju Samson first game always scored big runs,
Yeah.
and that has been the
I
trend
think
for him
I
so
think
for
five
so
straight
many years.
seasons. If I'm not mistaken,
Five,
five straight
yeah,
IPL
yeah, 5 straight
seasons.
seasons.
Five
Sanju
seasons,
Samson
yeah.
has
Yeah.
He scored runs.
scored half century or something in the first match of the
This is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first
season
game.
for the team.
Yeah.
yeah. That was his first. And of course, the Riyan Parag, the man who is known for show off, made a reasonable contribution of 43. They scored 193, and at the end, Lucknow Super Giants they fell short. Bro, I want to ask you this question, man. Before the tournament started, there were rumors
Mm-hmm.
and there's strong rumors that KL Rahul will go to bat in the middle order. And looking at that, the trade of Devdutt Padikkal makes sense because with Padikkal opening, KL Rahul could bat in the middle order, but that's not the case. What Lucknow Super Giant is doing, what Lucknow Super Giant is doing is what Rajasthan did with Devdutt Padikkal. They're not utilizing him or using him at his best position. And if you look at these innings of KL Rahul, and I keep saying this, man, but KL Rahul, man, I feel his as he bats deeper in the innings, his strike rate goes lower and lower. I feel the the way I feel is that he's getting a bit too conservative, and his strike rate is very low, man, around 120s and 130s. And if we're chasing 190, that's not the score you have to man. And I think with the middle order, if he plays in the middle order, it's going to be even more tougher. So we don't know, and plus with Devdutt Padikkal in the team, you know for the fact that his place at the number three is not the spot to be. He has to open. He has to open, in my opinion. KL Rahul number three or number four could work, but I don't know because he has that work. But the advantage with KL Rahul is that he has the versatility and the game to adapt. So that's what I
I
feel.
think
And
I think KL Rahul would be look. I understand that strike rate comes down, but I think he does well in the power play. Like he doesn't usually get out in the power play. He's able to get through the power play, right? Now although you may see like it will be useful to have an attacking player up there, but if we can maintain, if he can stay there without losing his wicket, I think that's something which he does well, right?
no,
Maybe
no, no,
that's why
but no, no,
maybe that's why
I
he puts
disagree with
himself
you.
in like
No, no,
opening.
no, no. Man, there are many, but there are far too many games where he's tried to stately and he's not able to hit. It's like you're putting the pressure on
Mm.
the other batters to score, man, because a guy
Mm-hmm.
who's set, who has played so many deliveries and scored a couple of runs, he is the one who has to take the charge. Whereas a new batsman, he needs to take his time to get the eye in the wicket and the kind of the bowlers, what they're trying to do. It takes time for the new batters to come in. Either he has to change the way he plays, play a bit more aggressively,
Yeah,
which
his
is
strike
something
rate
he's
is
capable, which is something
he
he's capable of.
58 from
Because if you look
44
at,
balls.
yeah,
So it's only
see,
four
he's
balls.
capable. No, he's capable of scoring at a strike rate of 180, 200. If you look at the 2018-19 version of KL Rahul, he scored the fastest 50 in IPL. He has that capability. It's
Yeah.
just that he's not able to do that. And maybe the burden of captaincy or the burden of being the main batsman to stay till the end is something that he's putting too much pressure on himself. I have that issue with him. What do you think, Ajit?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing what you've said. I think they were just going for the left-right combination. That might be a case. But even if you put KL Rahul at the middle order, he would still play his game, like, taking a bit of a time here or there. So I
Yeah,
think even if you put him in
Yeah,
the opening
yeah.
slot or in the middle order, it wouldn't have made much of a difference. But also, it was in Jaipur that that Savai Mansingh Stadium it looks while we look on television, while we watch through television and all that, it looks deceptively small, but actually it's a big ground as well. So clearing boundaries and getting sixes is also not that easy. in that big Savai Mansingh Stadium.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is
Yeah.
also a bit of a problem. But again, Nicholas Puran did his best, trying to finish the innings by himself. But again, once KL Rahul got out, the match got over. If it's KL Rahul stayed there a little bit more longer, I think LSG had a much better chance to chase the target. But also kudos to RR bowlers as well to finish off the innings the
Yeah.
way, especially Avesh Khan, Sandeep Sharma, the way they've bowled. I think. I mean, Avesh Khan was there. Avesh Khan is as a death over specialist. I think is turning out to be a pretty good bowler. I think the trade for Padikkal for Avesh Khan really turned out so really fruitful for Rajasthan so far. And the way
And
they
and
use
and
their impact sub, and the way they use
yes,
their
I was
impact
about
sub
to
instead
come.
of
Andre
I was
Burger
playing,
too.
I was
I
about.
think.
not playing,
Yeah, yeah.
Rovman Powell and getting in Yandri Burger. That was pretty good move, I think, to be honest, because Yandri Burger gives that
It's one of them.
gives that pace, that raw pace he gives in the way he
Extra
bowls.
pace.
So
Yeah.
he just bowls in and bowls very quick, so it's a bit more
The
aggressive. So
left
it's
hand,
more
the
of a
left hand
supporting role with
bowler
Trent
as well.
Bolt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
The left
think
hand bowler as well.
Rajasthan, with the way
That
they're
helps
trying to
also.
use their impact sub, I think Rajasthan would do just well. I think they're also in contention to make it to the top four. But one problem I would see, and that's where I think there it might backfire them sometimes, or maybe it might backfire them
Mm.
if they're getting caught on a wrong time, is if their batting order collapses all of a sudden and then they need to use their impact sub to get in Rovman Powell. Because if they do that, then you've already used your impact sub, and you're not going to use it for another frontline bowler. So they have to rely on Sandeep Sharma, Avesh Khan, and all those guys. Of course, Ashwin and Chahal are going to do their best, the usual stuff in the middle overs. They'll bowl well. I mean, the Jaipur wicket, even though it was not the most big turning track or anything. It was still a good pitch to bat on. But it's still it offers some bit of a slowness in the wicket for for Ashwin and Chahal to use. So I think it won't be that bad. But when they try to play away matches, when they go outside and if their impacts backfires and all of a sudden their none of their bowlers don't get any purchase, then that is where they might get a bit into trouble, especially with really strong batting order teams. LSG, they've had their good batting order. They have a good batting order, but unfortunately they didn't fire this time. The one against DC, which we'll talk about a bit more later, they were a bit more weak on paper. But against elite batting teams like SRH,
So
CSK,
CSK.
and Mumbai Indians, will get to their match. SRH versus MI, we'll
Mm.
get to that, and we'll discuss
Yeah.
more about
Yeah, yeah.
how
We'll get it.
MI's
We'll
batting
get
order
into it.
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
be that good.
I
So
think
against top
Yeah, yeah.
quality
I
batting
think
sides, and
Rajasthan
also
Royals.
RCB as well, and also RCB as well. So getting to all those teams, if they're getting playing against some elite quality batting order teams, sometimes it might backfire them with their impact sub strategy, which is good. But hopefully it, I would say that Rajasthan so far have done brilliantly. So I think we have to give the credit where credit is due, and the way they have shown that how they can bowl in the death overs is a very good to see. So yeah, I think that would pretty much sum it up.
Yeah. Moving on, we'll go to the next game, which is the first high octane encounter, which is Gujarat versus Mumbai Indians. The suspense built around that game
This
was.
one thing with that. I think Rajasthan Royals. I think they are in the contention to come in top two. I think their team is strong and given what they've done in the past and right now, we are seeing the bulk of the scoring being done by Samson and from the lower order. Can you imagine what will happen if when the SSC Chase World comes into form? I mean, given the kind of a form
And
that
Josh
has
Butler.
been in the
Bro,
Josh
Jaws
Butler
Butler,
too.
bro.
When Josh
Jaws
Butler
Butler
and
has not
SSB
scored,
Chase
bro.
World, yeah, when these two when these two ignite and when they come to playing like the previous selves, you're going to see like lots of the runs being scored by this team and I think that I've always liked their for me it's personally for me I think that their bowling probably has the highest amount of to variety probably one of the highest amount of the variety And like you said, with Andre the Burger now it's coming in. Isn't it Andre? Okay, okay. Andre Burger
Andre Magar.
coming in. I think he brings in that extra pace and given that he's the left arm bowler, he can he and the Trent Bolt can bowl at the line and length and at at angles which makes it difficult for batsmen to take them on um, I think the combination of Ravi Ashwin and Yuzvendra Chahal will prove to be the lethal combination as good as it has been before. Did we lose Tajit just now? Return his video off.
Maybe. Sure.
Ajit, are you there?
Hmm. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, and
I think
I think as one said, I think Rajasthan Royals will be a contender to finish not just top two, but if but assuming what Ajit said doesn't happen, like their impact sub doesn't come and cause issues for them, I see these guys very easily to playing the finals. Who knows? Maybe on winning.
brave,
I
bold
think an
move,
IPL.
bold prediction, bold
No,
prediction.
I don't think I don't think it's a bold
That
prediction.
it's
That
not a bold
they're a
prediction. I
good
think
team.
it's still possible for them. So
Yeah, it's
I
still
can see
Yeah,
possible.
what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah. I can say that. Anyway, we'll move to the
too
next
bold. Yeah,
game. We'll go move to the next
yeah,
game. We have more
yeah,
games to
yeah,
cover. Anyway, how long are we going to stay in this topic? We have Rajasthan Royals second game
yeah,
to
yeah.
come up. This is
We
the
have a
more
much bigger game to cover. Yeah.
exactly. The Gujarat versus MI man. I mean, how the
Human
hell,
drama, yeah.
how the hell Mumbai Indians potlumified this game?
Hardik
It,
Pandya.
bro, I can't put into words, bro. Like they scored 168. Sai Sudarshan scored. Bumrah as usual. Bumrah has done really well in the death overs, and Mumbai Indians, bro. In the
Yeah.
till 15 over mark, everybody thought okay, Mumbai Indians is going to win with the finishers they got,
Hmm.
but then out of nowhere, Gujarat Titans have pulled away. There are a number of question marks on Hardik Pandya's captaincy, man. Like, the use of Bumrah, not using him in the power play, that is one point. Uh,
Yeah.
the second point was here Pandya batting in the lower order. That is a question mark. Uh,
Yeah.
I feel that the way Gujarat, I feel in the way I feel is that it is Mumbai's games to lose than GT to win, man. Because Rashid Khan is not the Rashid Khan, man. Yes, he has gone for less runs, but it wasn't that menacing, to be honest. His pace has gone down, and recently he's been, of course, he's came back from the back surgery. He wasn't the same, so he wasn't that potent. And you looking at the last 2 hours, Spencer Johnson. First of all, you have to give credit to, as far as GT bowling is concerned, give credit to Asputolo Omarzai, man. That guy is a fantastic cricketer. He gave the kickstart that
Yeah.
Gujarat Titans required. The way he bowled to Ishan Kishan, that's a brilliant ball, to be honest. And he, and the same way, looking at the last 2 overs, Spencer Johnson dismissing a couple of batsmen. He picked up 2 wickets. Umesh Yadav, the great Umesh Yadav bowling in the death overs.
Yes. Yeah.
The legendary Umesh
I,
Yadav.
I
But
thought
ball,
I thought
most
that
of
was
this,
going to be a huge gamble, by Shubman Gill playing Umesh Yadav. It paid off in the end,
no, the advantage,
but yeah. Go on, go on.
the
Sorry, go on.
advantage, no, the advantage of Umesh Yadav, the advantage Gujarat has is that the dimension of the ground is so huge that he was able
Mm-hmm.
to bowl those short balls that it may not
Mm.
travel. I mean, if you first 2 balls of the final over went for 6 and 4, you thought, okay, the game is pretty much done and dusted. Suddenly, Umesh Yadav ball,
Yeah.
short ball,
Hot
Hardik
ball,
Pandya
and
hit it,
then got out.
smash it to Rahul Tewatia. And
Yeah,
next
and he
ball,
got it.
Piyush Chavle hit a bullet shot. I thought he goes for 4 or 6. Suddenly, they put the fielder there.
Not
That was
hot.
smart captaincy.
Good
I feel
captaincy.
it's somewhere with you there. It is brilliant captaincy of Shubman Gill or Ashish Tehra managing the field setting from the outside.
Ashish Dara
Bro,
was almost like a 12th man, actually. Like he was really talking stuff. You made a very
It's
good
true.
point. It wasn't just the bowling of Umesh Yadav. I mean, take nothing away from him. He bowled pretty smartly, but I think it was the smart captaincy of Shubman Gill and with a very smart field placement. And given that it's such a big ground, where did this game happen? This happened in the
Ahmedabad.
Narendra Modi Stadium. Given that
Ahmedabad.
how big the ground was, it gave him a lot of room to experiment with his fields, and I think they were able to put the pressure on Mumbai due to the fielding. I have to say, I think the field placement was very good. It was almost excellent because I think almost all the batters who got out towards the end were, yeah. If you look at the score, there are only two LBWs, whereas all the seven wickets were like caught, and that too in the final overs, like batsmen were like getting on for like 11, 1, 0 and all. They all got caught trying to go for the big shot. So I think the field placement was commendable in this, and they're able to put pressure on Mumbai from the very get-go. And it's kind of sad to see. I don't know what's going on with Ishan Kishan. He has lost his central contract with the BBC, with the BCCI, and this match also he didn't contribute much. I don't think he contributed too much in the match which took place against SRS2. Or did he?
Yeah, he did.
Did he
He
make
did.
No,
a
he did.
save?
Scored.
He gave a
Yeah.
He
he
did.
gave a quick start in
He,
that match also.
he
But
gave.
this
So
one
he
Yeah,
he
yeah.
got out
start.
early.
Okay. This match he got out without altering the score. I think Hardik Pandya is batting way too down in the order. He could have probably given how the situation was turning out. I think this happened sometime in the 15th over or something. When they began to lose wickets quickly, I think Hardik Pandya as a captain, he should have promoted himself. He should have come ahead of the lesser experienced players. I think he should have. Did he come in the moment Tilak Verma got out? I think he should have immediately come in. But that didn't happen. He came in and he also got out playing a rash. I won't say rash shot, but more of an aggressive shot. And but beyond the match itself, beyond the incredible captaincy and the incredible game of Gujarat Titans, I think Gujarat Titans as a the bowling effort was good, but beyond the cricket, just want to mention quickly the element of hatred towards the amount of hatred towards Hardik Pandya which he got from the Gujarat fans. Like when he went to field near the field, or whenever he came to bat, he got booed by the Gujarat crowd, and this is something which me and Andres we were watching the match live, and once the match got over, Hardik Pandya was destroyed by Sunil Gavaskar. I will leave it to Adrit to tell exactly what Sunil Gavaskar asked him. In case you don't
Yeah, yeah.
remember, let me know, I'll tell you. But
I will.
my God, I did not want to be Hardik Pandya at that moment.
So
It
basically,
was not, yeah.
uh, the couple of things I would like
Yeah.
to point out the present that interview which Hardik Pandya is giving. First of all, he's an exact copycat of MS Dhoni, man. What is he trying to do, man? He's trying to be a copycat of MS. The way he's talking is like how Dhoni tries to talk. He's being
Sasta
fake.
Dhoni.
And second
Sasta
of all,
Dhoni.
yeah, Sastam Dhoni. And the second of all, the Sunil Gavaskar part, he literally mentioned that the captain of Gujarat Titans. What's the exact line, Prithvi? I think you would
He
be.
said, well, I wish you good luck. I know that you have had a lot of lessons that you have learned as the captain of Gujarat Titans. All the best. Bye. Arman, there's a lot of lessons you have learned as the captain of Gujarat Titans. The team Druchi lost today. So all the best. Wow. That was a hit hard,
And the
man.
second
Hit very
and the
hard.
second game against SRH, he's given a incredible statement, and we come to that.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
Ajit,
you? Okay.
you tell your points. Yeah,
Hmm.
you tell your point, Ajit.
So so what I would say that what I took from that game is pretty ordinary captaincy, pretty some questionable decisions from Hardik Pandya as well. I mean, you have Bumrah and not using him, that's one thing. You're inserting yourself to bowl because you know the conditions well and all that, so I can understand. And also him not batting up the order a bit more. I think him coming way down the order was also not that good because he's not the same Hardik Pandya that he once. We knew him initially, like he can hit from ball one, but as and when he's over the last few years, he's become that batsman that who takes a bit of a time and then he'll explode. But that is one thing. But again, pretty ordinary batting display from Mumbai Indians in the chase. Once Rohit Sharma and Dewald Brevis were doing well, once Rohit Sharma got out, I think it was pretty ordinary piece of batting from them. Especially the way Tilak Verma was, trying to protect Tim David from not facing Rashid Khan and
Oh
all that.
yeah,
That
that
was that
Oh
was way too
yes.
questionable. I think Tilak Verma not, getting those runs somewhere. It's I don't know. It's pretty questionable to begin with, and yeah, I think Hardik Pandya. What I strongly felt, and also from the match against SRH as well, which we'll talk about, is that Hardik Pandya is trying to become that player or trying to captain the team which he thinks that it once was. Like when Hardik Pandya was in Mumbai Indians, that was a different team altogether. Now, when you look at the Mumbai Indians post the mega auction where Hardik Pandya went to Gujarat for 2 years and now he's come back. The 2 years that Mumbai Indians, that the side they were not the same powerhouse that they once were. Because if you look at it, Kyron Pollard and Hardik Pandya moving out. I mean, Pollard retiring and then Hardik Pandya moving to Gujarat, Krunal Pandya going to LSG, so many of their key players, moving out of MI, and now they're going through this
Quentin de
rebuilding
Kock and
phase.
Trent Bolt.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, but
So,
Trent Bolt
and
left long ago, no?
No, he left
what?
at the same time. No, he left at the same time. Trent Bolt left at the same time. Krunal Pandya, Hardik Pandya left.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so the thing is that
Okay.
the this Mumbai Indians team as a whole is not the same that when Hardik Pandya was there last time when he was in Mumbai Indians as a player. I think back in 2021, yeah, 2021 or something.
Yeah.
That was the last season that Hardik Pandya played before going to Gujarat. So it's that within the 2 3 years span, the whole Mumbai Indians team all of a sudden was totally different. They're going through this transitionary phase. Yes, they still have Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, Bumrah, but again, if you look the middle order batsmen, they're trying to bring in Dewald Brevis, Namandir came in. I don't understand why they're not playing Nehal Vadera, to be honest with you. It's a bit more baffling to me, but I think it's Hardik Pandya coming in, I think might do a bit of it because where would you fit Nehal Vadera if if he's there? But of course, you could argue saying that Namandir is there, maybe you could put Nehal Vadera instead of him, but Namandir has been playing really well to start the season for Mumbai Indians. So, I think the way I see it, to sum it up once again, Hardik Pandya is trying to think, or he's think like he knows how to be a captain, and he knows Mumbai Indians franchise as a whole pretty well. But maybe I think he's missing something. He's trying to get combinations right, and it's those early struggles as well. But maybe it's just that he's trying to captain the team that he think he knew that it once was, but actually, if you look at it, it's not the same Mumbai Indians that we used to see them post mega auction. Like I said, because it became almost a completely different team with the big players missing, big players moving out of MI, and now with the pretty much of a rebuilding phase, I think. It's going to take a while though, and also the expectations and the pressure for yeah, a captain to lead this big of a franchise like what Mumbai Indians are, taking the throne from Rohit Sharma. It's exactly what we talked about Gaikwad taking it from Dhoni. I mean, just Dhoni handing the captaincy over to Rutraj Gaikwad. So that is also so that I think is a bit more of a pressure. I think there's a bit too much pressure on him because that expectations, because not only he's leading a franchise, an established franchise like what Mumbai Indians are, but he's also coming off from those two back-to-back finals appearances, back-to-back IPL finals appearances for Gujarat Titans, and also winning a trophy for Gujarat Titans. So all those expectations and pressures would be bestowed upon Hardik Pandya, and I think. It looked visible, as in like Hardik Pandya was acting calm, like he looks like his when he was showing off, it was a bit more calm, but on the whole, it was he wasn't executing well, and he looked a bit more frazzled. He wasn't the same captain as he once
Fake.
was. He was
He's
like last
trying to
year.
be.
So
He's trying to be like Dhoni.
Trying to be
And
somebody smart. Yeah.
no, no. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. In Gujarat Titans, he has a free hand in the way he wants to operate. when it comes to auction strategy, when it comes to team selection, all that stuff. That's the team he literally created on his own, along with Ashish Nehra. Whereas in Mumbai Indians, it was already the team that has already been built. And as you said, the Mumbai Indians has not been the powerhouse for the last 2 3 years. So for him to come here and the kind of freedom he thought he will get, he's not going to get it. Whatever, because the Mumbai Indians have the owners and the coaches, the amount of coaches that they invested on is more expensive than the teams that Punjab has invested on. If I'm being honest with you, so the kind of teams there, the kind of team he has got, I don't think he's going to get the free hand and the free role that which he expected to get. It's going to be very difficult for him to actually. It's going to take a lot of time for him to get used to it. Where usually when he has to collaborate with Rohit Sharma. The presence of Rohit Sharma itself is there. That it's and Mark Boucher, Mahela Jayawardena, Sachin Tendulkar, all these guys, such Zahir Khan
All
also,
big, yeah.
all
Big people,
you
yeah.
know.
Big people.
So a lot of it's going to be very difficult for him to adjust. He's not going to get the free hand that he's going to get. Moving on, we're going to get to the next game. It is going to be RCB versus Punjab Kings, and Punjab Kings scored 176. Uh, not much to say. I think Mohammad Siraj has bowled well. Yes, there has been impressive. Max Out being the main spinner. He's the one who's got those key breakthroughs. RCB at the end chased down the total due to a classic Virat Kohli show, and in the end, the evergreen, ever youngster Dinesh Karthik, and along with Mahibal Lomro finish on the game. Uh, I'm gonna come to Ajit, man. Ajit, I think this is the time for you to open up every hatred of RCB you want to have. Go for it, man.
Well, first of all, let me clarify this saying that
One,
I don't hate RCB. As a matter of fact, I don't have any hatred towards the franchise. I pretty much have a bit of a big issue with the fans. I'm very open with that.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the franchise. I have a I don't have a problem with the franchise as such. I don't hate them. I'm trying to question their decisions and all that. I'm trying to ask that questions of what they're doing because I think over the years, I think RCB in terms of auction strategies, I think they've gone a bit more weirder and weirder. Although um, maybe in the recent years they've tried to groom some new Indian players. We've seen I think KS Bharat was there in RCB for a while. He did a bit decently. Of
Padikkal.
course, Harshal Patel, even though we pretty much troll him now, but back when he was in RCB for a while, he actually had a pretty
that's pretty
good
good for
season.
India. Yeah.
He had a purple cap season as well for them.
For India too, yeah.
And then Padikkal was there. And yeah, so that's what I've been, and also Rajat Patidar, also the way they've groomed him as well. So I've given them credit in those areas, but again, RCB the way they've just uh, just getting their auction strategies messed up. Especially we've repeated this, getting Alzari Joseph for 11 crores and all that is also baffling. And again, getting Tom Curran and Yash Dayal for that much amount of money. But again, Yash Dayal, I think he proved his worth a little bit for the first two games. I thought he was pretty good. Alzari Joseph, again, man, even in those bit of a slow wickets, even though the pitch was not that flat, it was a bit too paced, a bit tacky. He was still giving like 40 runs in 4 overs. I mean, I don't know what to say. If it's those are good wickets to bowl for bowlers, that has some assistance, but I don't know, man. They're just messing things up so badly. It's just but again, even though they won the match against Punjab, I think, man, Shikhar Dhawan as a captain, it's I don't know. Sometimes in one match he does well as a captain, then all of a sudden he goes, I don't know what does he do. And then you had like 4 overs, you had 48 runs to defend. I mean, see, Virat Kohli was there when Virat Kohli got out. I thought, and then the way they came back, Harpreet Brar was a big, difference maker for
Spell
Punjab
ball,
actually.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Dinesh Karthik and Lomlor came in and absolutely gave it a Hail Mary, and they just won the game. But the thing is that, I've had the big issue with some of those people, who keep saying, ஈசால கப்புனம்தே, ஈசால கப்புனம்தேன்னு. சும்மா சும்மா வந்து இந்த ஹைப் ஒரு மேட்ச்ல வந்து அதுவும் ஏதோ ஐயோ யப்பா உலகமே ஏதோ பெருசா உருண்டுருச்சுன்ற மாதிரி என்னமோ பண்றானுங்க இவனுங்க வந்து. ஈசால கப்புனம்தே, ஈசால கப்புனம்தே, ஈசால கப்புனம்தே அப்படி இப்படின்னு. ஏதோ ஏதோ ஒரு
What
மேட்ச்
does that mean, by
ஜெயிச்சதுக்கு
the way?
ஓவரா பண்ணிக்கிட்டு என்னதான் இருந்தாலும்
What's that mean?
even after losing
It
to
means
Chennai also they were saying the
it
same thing.
means
Even after losing to Chennai, they
This
were saying
focus
the
on
same
us.
thing, and they're like, "Isala
yeah,
Kapadam Dene." But the thing is that, okay, what I'm saying is, let RCB win matches. Let them win. Let the hype build up. அததான் சொல்றேன் நானு. Let them try. Let them get a chance to finish top 4 or something. Frankly, the way they're the second half of the season, which would actually backfire them because as the tournament would progress, the pitches will get slower, because of the peak summer in India. It's not going to be maintaining flat wickets is not going to be easy. And இப்பவே பெங்களூரே வந்து டூ பே கொஞ்சம் டாக்கியா இருக்கு, கொஞ்சம் டூ பேஸ்டாவே இருக்கு. Imagine what would be the case during late April and May when actually the push for the top four would actually be a bit more rampant, and the net run rate and all that will come in. அப்போ வந்து then RCB it's going to test them. But what I'm saying is, let them finish top 4 வரட்டும். எலிமினேட்டர் பிளேஆஃப்ஸ்லாம் எலிமினேட்டர் குவாலிஃபயர் 2ல ஃபைனல்ஸ்க்கே வந்தாலும் வரட்டும். தோத்துட்டு கோட்டை விட்டுட்டு அப்படியே இருக்கிற இந்த நான் அப்பயே போன வீடியோல சொன்னேன். பெரிய பலூன் மாதிரி பெரிய ஏர் பலூன் இருக்கும். அதுல ஒரு சின்ன குத்து குத்து புஷ்ஷுன்னு காத்து வரும் பாத்தியா? பிளே ஆஃப்ல ஏதாவது நாக் அவுட் மேட்ச்ல தோத்துட்டு வெளில வருவானுங்க பாரு. அப்ப அது என்ன சொல்றது? அப்போ உங்க வாய திறங்கடா அப்படின்னு கேட்போம் பாரு. அப்ப நம்ம கலாய்ப்போம்டா. அந்த நேரம் தான் பார்க்க, ஆஹா
Next.
கேட்கவே சூப்பரா இருக்கே அப்படின்னு இருக்கும். அப்பதான் நம்ம வந்து அப்படியே கேட்டுக்கிட்டே இருப்போம். அதான் சொன்னோமே கேட்டீங்களா? அவங்க ஜெயிக்க மாட்டாங்க. எத்தனை தடவை சொல்றோம்? சொன்னா கேட்க மாட்டேங்கிறீங்க. அதாவது ஆக்ஷன்
They'll come back.
ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜியும் மட்டமா இருந்தது.
They'll come back in the next season again and again. Say that RCB will win. RCB will
அதேதான்.
win. That's just what
சரி
the fans
பரவால்ல அடுத்த
are.
வருஷம் ஜெயிப்போம்.
yeah,
பரவால்ல அடுத்த
yeah,
வருஷம் ஜெயிப்போம்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்துட்டு என்ன சொல்றது? மார்க்கெட்டிங். அவங்க மார்க்கெட்டிங்க பத்தி நான் சொல்ல வேண்டாம். மிஸ்டர் நாக்ஸ். அத நான் சொன்னா
Mr. X.
போறோம்.
Oh,
மிஸ்டர் நாக்ஸே வந்து இதோ பாரு.
oh
மிஸ்டர்
no,
நாக்ஸே
no.
I was seeing some of those old memes or something with meme videos with Nags or something. One of those memes I saw, it was Mr. Nags saying that we are not here to play cricket and win matches. We are here to
Cricket
do comedy. டேய்
comedy.
இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் நீங்க பண்ணீங்கன்னா அப்புறம் என்னடா இது? இந்த மாதிரி நீங்களே பில்லி சூனியம் வைக்கிறீங்க. அப்புறம் பார்த்தா கண்ணன் தேவை டீ பொடி சிஎஸ்கே பொடி பொடின்னு இதை நான் பல தடவை சொல்லிக்கிட்டு தான் இருப்பேன். ஏன்னா அவனுங்க பண்ண வேலைதான் இதெல்லாம். சும்மா சும்மா வந்து இந்த மாதிரி பில்லி சூனியம் வைக்க வேண்டியது. நீங்களே வந்து இந்த மாதிரி பில்லி சூனியம் வச்சுக்கிறது. ஓவரா நீங்களே ஓவர் எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன்ஸ் ஹைப் சும்மா
Let's
சும்மா
put a
வந்து இந்த
shot
மாதிரி எல்லாம்
on this,
பண்ணிட்டு
okay?
இருக்கீங்க.
YouTube shot on this.
இல்ல சும்மா
Yeah,
சும்மா வந்து இவ்வளவு ஹைப் வச்சுக்கிட்டே இருக்கறனால வந்து இப்படிதான் ஆறுது. தே எண்ட் அப் கெட்டிங் டிசப்பாயிண்டட். இப்படிதான் ஆறுது. நான் என்ன சொல்றேன், ஜஸ்ட் மேனேஜ் யுவர் எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன்ஸ். கொஞ்சம் வந்து ஒரு ஆப்டிமிஸ்டிக் சென்ஸ் வச்சுக்கோ. நான்
Mm.
சொல்றது வந்து அஃப்கோர்ஸ் ஆர்சிபி வந்து பெரனியல் பிளே ஆஃப் என்ன சொல்றது டாப் 4 கண்டெண்டர்ஸ். ஐ மீன் டாப் 4 என்ன சொல்றது டாப் 4 ஃபினிஷ் டீம் ஃபார் ஆல்மோஸ்ட் எவ்ரி இயர் இன் த
Mm.
ஃபிரான்ச்சைஸ் ஹிஸ்டரி. So
Yeah.
they've set the tone that they can make the playoffs. அவங்க என்னதான் இருந்தாலும் வந்துருவாங்கன்னு. So let's assume that even though they have a pretty ordinary bowling attack apart from Siraj and Yash Dayal, சரி இருந்துட்டு போட்டோன்றேன். let it be. பட் அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து
Mhm.
பாரு, அவனுங்க வந்து கடைசியில வந்துட்டு அந்த எலிமினேட்டரோ இல்ல குவாலிஃபயர் 2ல ஃபைனல்ஸ்ல தோத்துட்டு அந்த டிசப்பாயின்மெண்ட் வரும் பாரு. அப்போதான் தெரியும்
Ever,
இவ்வளவு ஹைப்
e-
பண்ணது
ever
அத்தனையும்
since,
வேஸ்ட் அப்படின்னு தெரியும். அப்போதான் வந்து தெரியும் when they need when you need them the most, they'll disappoint you so badly. அதுதான் pretty much the mantra of RCB அப்படின்னு நான் சொல்லணும்னா. That is the biggest thing about RCB. ஏன்னா their their auction strategy என்னவா இருக்கட்டும், relying on Kohli, de Villiers and Gale in the past, and now they're relying on Faf, Kohli and Maxwell, and now Green, Karthik. சரி, that has always been there, okay. But அப்படியே இருந்தும் வந்து they were successful in getting to the playoffs or getting to the finals 3 times. So அது இருந்துட்டு போட்டோம். பட் வென் தே நீட் தெம் த மோஸ்ட், ஒரு டீம் ஒர்க் அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஒரு பேலன்ஸ்டா வந்து ஒரு ஃபுல் டீம் எஃபர்ட் வரணும் அந்த டைம்லலாம் வந்து. தட்ஸ் வென் when all of a sudden when your players, when the star players are not all of a sudden when the star players are not there, while your for example when your star bowlers are not bowling well, or when your batsmen have got out, திடீர்னு வந்துட்டு against the run of play, if their batsmen get out, and when you expose the lower order, bit of an inexperienced lower order, அந்த மாதிரி வரும் பாரு, they're exposing your other players. Stars, once the stars are out, you're exposing them out. The perfect example of that is the 2016 IPL final loss. Do I
Yeah.
need to say anything about the 2016 loss?
Was
No
that the
need.
one against Gujarat Lions? Oh no, was that the
No,
one
SRH,
against what team?
SRH.
SRH,
SRH,
SRH.
I'm sorry.
See, they were like
This
110
game,
for no loss. They were like 110 for no loss in like 9 or 10 overs. அதுக்கப்புறம் கெயிலு கோலி எல்லாம் அவுட் ஆனதுக்கப்புறம் லைக் a pack of cards, they were getting out. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து they were exposing the lower order. அவங்க வந்து இந்த ஸ்டுவர்ட் பினி, ஷேன் வாட்சன் வந்தா அவுட் ஆயிட்டான் மிடில் ஆர்டர்ல. ஐ டோன்ட் நோ why they did that, to be honest. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து பார்த்தா when the lower order gets exposed, அப்போ வந்து they were not able to chase the target. Because SRH, all of a sudden, they weren't in the situation that they were supposed to be. When the underdogs
yeah,
come into a situation where they're not supposed to be, when they're in
Kane Williamson,
advantage, it will be very difficult for the favoring side to, come
to
back.
lose.
Because it is what it is. That's not the situation they were supposed to be in, and lo and behold, they gobbled it up, and once again losing another IPL final. And then ever since, they've not made the finals ever since then. It's been like what, 8 years since they've made the finals. That 2016, that's the last time they ever made to the finals. So again, ரொம்ப டைவர்ட் பண்ணிட்டேன், but of course with the analysis I think we've touched it up
I
well.
want to,
Batting
I
is
want to say
like
the one
as
thing.
usual. It's like
Just one
batting
thing.
is as usual.
I want to say the one
I'll
thing
point
about
this
the
out. Like
RCB
I'll finish this
fans
off. I'll
once.
finish this off, Prithvi.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll finish this
yeah.
off.
Mm-hmm.
So again, RCB's batting, it was what it was. I think their main batsman, Kohli is King Kohli as usual. The highest run scorer in IPL history. So he pretty much did what he was supposed to do in a run chase. But once he got out, they were in a bit of a trouble. Upon the Green, Maxwell, Patidar, and all those guys didn't step up again. The same thing what they did against CSK. They didn't play well as well. But I think in due time they will they will get some good string of knocks here and there. So I think their batting order will still come up a bit more better as the tournament would progress. So it will their batting order would peak at that time, and they can have a strong batting order again. They already have. But again, their bowling, I think they just need to. I've already mentioned it of like maybe they really have to seriously think of making a decision between Alzari Joseph or Will Jacks, bro. Because see, 11 crores கொடுத்து வாங்குறன்றதெல்லாம் ஒன்றும் matter இல்ல. Your combination should be good, and the way the Bangalore pitches are, it's a bit more tacky and slow paced. I think they should consider getting Will Jacks, considering that he's a spin bowling all rounder and also a phenomenal hitter of the cricket ball, and he's also one of the best T20 batsmen in international cricket.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is because of this. சும்மா hundreds அடிச்சுட்டு இருக்கான் T20 internationals. So you need to somehow find a way to fit him in. That's when you have your best batting lineup and pretty much a decent bowling lineup. But நிறைய பேசியாச்சு. Then I pretty much this is not my lethal version of roasting RCB. இதை விட பெருசாலாம் நான் இன்னும் பண்ணுவேன். இதெல்லாம் ஒன்றும் கிடையாது. இதுதான் ஸ்டார்டர்ஸ். டோர்னமெண்ட் போக போக அவனுங்க வந்து விடுற அலப்பறைகள், அவனுங்க விடுற அந்த அட்டுவீங்கள்லாம் இருக்கும். அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து கோட்டை விட்டுட்டு வருவானுங்க பாரு, அப்போ வெப்பன்டா ஆப்பு, அப்ப இருக்குடா உங்களுக்கு, பாக்கலாம்டா.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the
I
next
mean,
game, bro.
I have nothing else to say. I think you pretty much said everything that is there to be said.
Nothing to say either. I just
Nothing
want
to
to say
say.
one thing about RCB fans that I also don't have anything against RCB, but it's just that if you look at the history, to what they do is they bring together like a very strong team, and somehow they just don't seem to win. Like at one point they had Shane Watson, they had Virat Kohli, they had Chris Gale, they had Dale Steyn, and I think they also
AB
had
de Villiers.
Kevin
AB,
Peterson
AB.
in that team. AB did, I'm sorry. Oh my God. How can I forget him? AB de Villiers too. They had all these people in one team, and still they didn't manage to win,
பிருத்வி
and
பிருத்வி
that's what really
பிருத்வி
baffles
நீ
me.
பிருத்வி நீ
Mm,
இததான் நீ சொல்ல போறேன்னு தெரிஞ்சிருந்தா நான் அப்படியே சும்மா இருக்க சொல்லியிருப்பேன். ஏன்னா நான்லாம் வந்து
yeah.
ஆர்சிபி பிளேயர் எல்லாம் யார் யார் விளையாடாங்கன்னு நான்லாம் லிஸ்ட் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சேன்னு வையேன், ஆர்சிபி ஃபேன்ஸ் எல்லாம் வருத்தப்பட ஆரம்பிப்பாங்க. அட வெக்கம் கெட்டவனுங்களா, இத்தனை பேர் வச்சுக்கிட்டு ஒரு ஐபிஎல் ட்ராஃபி ஜெயிக்க
அது
துப்புலன்னு சொல்ல
அது
போறேன்
விட்டு
நானு.
அது விட்டு தடு அது விட்டு தடுறா. நான் நேத்திக்கு அர்ஜித்துக்கு ஒரு பிக்சர் அனுப்பியிருக்கேன். 2019 IPL squad. Forget 2010, that is an even better squad. 2019 squad, they had Shivam Dubey, they got Shimran Hetmeyer, they got Moeen Ali, they got Heinrich Klaassen. Now where they are? Now they are the stars of their...
I didn't see that.
Heinrich Klaassen, picture? Yeah, they had Heinrich Klaassen, bro.
Klaassen, yeah.
Exactly.
But
That is even more
ஏதோ
worse.
ஏதோ சீசன்ல வந்து I heard I think it was around 2-3 seasons back they began to loot away CSK players. They took away Faf du Plessis. I think they took off another important CSK player, I think. Like they began looting
டேய்,
CSK
அதெல்லாம்
players
விடுடா.
all of a sudden.
யாருடா?
அல விட்டு தள்ளுறா. அல
They
விட்டு
just
தள்ளுறா.
they just seem to be like they're like, if talent was space and time, then RCB is like a black hole. It goes in and nothing comes out. Yeah, I
டேய்,
mean,
நான் இதுக்குன்னே தனியா ஒரு செக்மெண்ட் வைப்பேன் பாரு. நான் வந்து மூச்சு முட்டை நான் வந்து ஒரு லிஸ்டே ரெடி பண்ணிட்டு வரேன் நானு. ஆர்சிபி பிளேயர்ஸ் யார் யார் இருந்தாங்க, கரண்ட் ஆர்சிபி பிளேயர்ஸ், எக்ஸ் ஆர்சிபி பிளேயர்ஸ் யார் யாரெல்லாம் இருந்தாங்க, முழு ஹிஸ்டரியோட நான் எடுத்து வரேன் பாரு. ஒரு செக்மெண்டே வைக்கலாம். அதுக்கு ஒரு 10-15 நிமிஷம் நான் மூச்சு முட்டை நான் லிஸ்ட் பண்றேன் பிளேயர்ஸ. அதை வச்சுக்கிட்டு அவனுக்கு வருத்தப்படுவானுங்க. அட நாசமா போனவங்களே, இத்தனை பிளேயரை வச்சுக்கிட்டு ஜெயிக்க முடியலையே, இதுக்கு பேசாம பருத்தி முட்டைய குடோன்லயே வைக்கலாமே
சரிடா.
அப்படின்ற மாதிரி தான்.
okay,
அடுத்த மேட்ச்
man.
போகண்டா.
சரிடா.
We got other games to cover,
நெக்ஸ்ட்
man.
மேட்ச் நெக்ஸ்ட் மேட்ச் நெக்ஸ்ட் மேட்ச்.
அடுத்த கேம் போலாம்.
CSK Gujarat Titans, let's go.
Yeah, CSK Gujarat Titans. I mean,
Comprehensive bit for
CSK
CSK.
scored. Yeah, CSK scored 206. நல்லா அடிச்சிட்டாடா. And Gujarat Titans, as usual, they couldn't chase it. Bro, and in the game பார்த்தானா the usual பார்த்தா Shivam Dubey, bro, as usual, bro, like that guy, man, he's in the great form. He's a purple patch, peak of his career, smashing spinners like anything. And of course, Rachin Ravindra, bro.
First 2 balls 2 sixes. Shivam Dubey first 2 balls 2 sixes.
Shiva 2 balls 2 sixes, bro. And Rachin Ravindra, bro, that guy, man, the rise of him in the international cricket and in the IPL is on another level. That guy, man, I think he's going to Mike Assi 2.0.
Be so good in
Matthew,
India. Yeah.
No, I think he's going to be the future star of New Zealand cricket and in the world cricket going forward. And Samir Rizvi, bro. Samir Rizvi, my first ball 6, a slog sweep against Rashid Khan. You're talking about Rashid Khan, man. Of all people, he smashed Rashid Khan, man. I mean, this is insane level.
And 2 sixes in the over. First ball 6, adukapra 2 balls later another 6.
Yeah, exactly, man. That shows guts, man.
Yeah,
it's incredible. And of course, looking at the bowling of CSK, bro, this is like the first time I'm seeing that CSK has used one spinner only for 2 overs.
Good use of pace. Good use of pace.
Yeah, and
pace.
This sends us the signal that CSK is not going to change. They're not going to go with the same team anymore. They're going to play according to the condition. And if you look at the and specifically they went looking at this wicket. It is a flat wicket, flatter belter of the track. So by knowing the fact that the spinners are not going to get that much of effect, they dropped Teachner and went with Patidana. He bowled really well, man. He bowled
brilliant. Yeah.
Bro, he was on the... And Tushar Deshpande, man. I mean, we trolled enough, bro. Bro, I'm not a big fan of Tushar Deshpande. I still am not. I'm not too convinced with him. And that guy, bro, has to go to Dinda Academy. But then we have give credit to him. He bowled pretty well. And Deepak Chair, man, as usual, man, picking wickets in the power play.
Deepak Chair is so good, yeah.
And let's not forget.
பாவம்டா டிண்டா, சும்மா டிண்டா அகாடமில எடுத்துக்கிட்டு அவனே பாவம், அவன் பாட்டுக்கு அமைதியா இருக்கான். அவன் பேர் எதுக்கு எடுத்துக்கிட்டு விட்டு தள்ளு.
அமைதியா.
Bro, and MS Dhoni catching, bro. 42 வயசு, bro. He is
driving catch.
Still, Ajinkya Rahane vera, bro. He also took an amazing catch, bro. So overall, Pata, it was a perfect game for CSK.
Mhm. Coming to, I want to say one thing about Gujarat Titans. I think their bowling, to be honest, left a bit to be desired. I think Umesh Yadav was expensive. Umesh Yadav and Rashid Khan were both expensive. Like Rashid Khan bowled like 4 overs and gave 49 runs, which for a bowler like him, we don't expect to see that kind of that from him. And also I think they didn't show enough fight. I think if I can talk about characters, right? Like okay, they may not win this match, but at least if they could have at least gotten up to the 160 or something and got a higher net run rate. Because as we saw in the previous IPL, when it comes to qualifying, the margins get pretty narrow, and a net run rate can make a difference. So I think they just through the game they just lost interest and they began to like hit madly and they lost so many wickets. So it's kind of sad to see that they weren't even trying to get to a
See,
high score and get a good net run rate. You know, yeah.
before Ajit talks, if you
Uh,
look at the batting lineup of Gujarat Titans, I mean, of course, no Hardik Pandya. That's a big hole in the batting lineup.
loss. Yeah.
Wash Sai Sudarshan, man, I feel his innings left too much to be desired. He's the kind of
Uh,
guy who takes his time,
mm,
but then I feel that he should have acted a lot more. And plus, with David Miller, he's the kind of guy who takes a lot of time before he gets set. I feel the batting lineup of Gujarat Titan is too over dependent upon Shubman Gill because
That
once
is
he's
true.
not once he gets out and the batting doesn't do well,
get going. Yeah.
then and I feel that's a question mark. I feel that at some point or the other they have to bring Kane Williamson in, man, because he's the kind of guy he strengthens that batting and brings in the stability in the team, man. Because uh, you can't win matches with your with guys like Vijay Shankar. Yes, he has done well last season, but then how long can you depend upon him? You got Shah Rukh Khan, you got Abhinav Mahono to go with. You could have used them. And I don't know, man. And they're too much of less experience in the batting lineup, man. I mean, other than David Miller in the middle order, who else do you have? That is where I feel Kane Williamson has to come. And at some point or the other, they have to bring him in. And I feel with them coming in, I think the batting line will look a little bit better. That's what I feel.
Yeah. I
Well,
think Ken Williamson, you're right. If he comes in, then he can probably even come in the place to Vijay Shankar. To be honest, like it'll add more depth and more experience to their batting. And about size, Sudarshan, right? I think yeah, he could have. We were out of. I was expecting him to get to the high score. He got the century in South Africa, no? I think last year, right?
he
The end
scored,
of
he scored some
uh,
70, 80 or something.
oh yeah,
He
yeah,
didn't
okay.
score a century.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
scored some half centuries in South Africa in the roadies.
Mhm. You okay, Adrit?
I mean, yeah, I'll go with
Ajit,
this one.
Ajit, Ajit, go on.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring in. So I would disagree with a little bit on all of it. I would say that their batting combination is what it is because right now with Hardik Pandya out of Gujarat is now captaining Mumbai. I think that left a big hole in their batting order because he's someone who would usually come at number three or number four and bolster their batting and sometimes gives you a quick fire start or rebuilds the innings as well and taking time and getting through those innings. But I think the batting order is what it is. I mean, you look at that. They're not having any destructive players in the playing 11. They have Shah Rukh Khan. I don't know why they're not using him. But again, how would you fit him in if that's the case? You need to drop Rahul Tewatia, but I don't know whether they would do that. And then you have, if you want to bring in Kane Williamson, then who would you
Yeah, that's the
replace? Like,
question.
who would you drop your overseas player? Would you drop Spencer Johnson or would you drop Omar Zai? Or would you drop David Miller out or Rashid Khan? So that is a big question mark because Spencer Johnson has done pretty decently. He didn't do that bad, so it would be a bit unfair to drop Spencer Johnson. Asmatullah Omarzai Ilamala, their bowling would be a bit more weak because the way he bowls brilliantly in the power play, especially with the new ball, he should be their primary new ball bowler, that designated new ball bowler. He should be that striking bowler because he's someone, if you miss him, he'll hit you in the stumps or he'll get you out caught or something because he's a phenomenal wicket taking bowler, especially the new ball. He's like a magician. So you definitely need to have him, but. Spencer Johnson has done well. He's done decently, so it would be a bit unfair to drop him. So Kane Williamson, I think that might be the only option for moving forward. And David Miller, Ilamala, their lower middle order will be even weaker. Already, Miller, he'll take his time before he can smash because he's not the old David Miller. Like he can't hit from first ball. He'll take a lot. He'll take some time, and he'll get to stride, and then he'll go berserk. I think the batting order, it is what it is. Shubman Gill, if he's not scoring, then that is a big problem because like you said, it's a bit more captain dependent batting order. Depending on Shubman Gill to have a stellar season. And Saha, the thing is that Saha, he looks as if he'll hit a few boundaries consecutively. But if you look at his overall strike rate, once he gets out, it doesn't look that impactful overall if you look at it, but it'll deceivingly look impactful, but he'll get out at a strike rate of 120 or 125. So that is one thing. Vijay Shankar, just maybe a few games, I think he could do well because he's pretty much the only guy in that batting order who could actually hit from ball one. Given the chance, if he's in some sort of form in anything like how he was last year, he can hit from ball one. Pretty much, he's the only guy who could do that. And Rahul Tewatia, but by the time, pretty much the whole batting order would have played majority of their overs, and Rahul Tewatia has to come from ball one and do that. So he would be the only guy. Omar Zai can do that. He's also a pretty good batsman. He's done little bit of it here and there for the first two matches, but not too much. Not a whole lot like how they would expect. But I think it's just a matter of for them, getting to their stride and getting a confidence booster of a match where their whole batting order would click, and if they can get when they bat first and get a good score like 200 plus or something, with a great confidence or something, that's what they would need. Apart from that, if you want to bring in Kane Williamson, then who would you drop? Which overseas player would you drop? And if you want to bring in Shah Rukh Khan, then who would you drop in the middle order? Then, if that's the case, you need to drop out Vijay Shankar or Rahul Tewatia to bring in Shah Rukh Khan. So there's
Yeah,
those
yeah,
kinds of problems. It would be very difficult for Gujarat to get to top four. It's going to be a huge struggle for them. I said that they would do just fine. They might make. I think they would make the top four. That's what I said a
they're
few months
they're
ago. But
they're the
right
mid-table team
now,
in
the
my
way it
opinion.
is going to be very difficult for Gujarat to get to top four. It will be it would be a big struggle for them, if I would say. And also missing Mohammad Shami for the season. I mean, the reason why I said Gujarat would make the top four is because of Shami. Because if Shami was there, I think that would have been a completely different story. But Shami not being there is also another big loss. So I think now it's going to be a huge struggle for them. But I think, maybe a confidence booster here or there, one good match, one phenomenal match from Gujarat can change everything because they're the team that they could pretty much do anything, whether anything impossible. I think they can somehow find a way out. I think Gujarat, I will not write them off. So it's going to be
Yeah,
really a bit of a challenge for them, but we shall see.
No.
yeah,
Shall we go to the next
yeah, yeah.
game?
Yeah, let's go to next game. Next game was the big game of all.
Big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
SRH versus Mumbai Indians. I
One
still can't get
into
over.
that. Yeah. That
I'll,
one
I will, I
into
will,
that. That's
I
really
will.
big game.
Let's. I will put. I'll say the scorecards. SRH. Hear me out. 277 for 20 overs. Travis Head, Abhishek
Not
Sharma,
50 overs. This is not an
Markram.
ODI match. Not 50 overs. 20 overs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
277.
It's a 20 overs.
It's a 20
277.
overs match.
Yes. So Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, Markram, class and scored. The bowlers have been taken apart. And in Mumbai Indians' case, they scored 246, which is a very spirited chase, in my opinion, given the fact that the target is so high. Actually, uh, on the halfway mark of the innings, Mumbai Indians were ahead of Gujarat Titans, ahead of the required run rate, and they had the chance. It's just
Interesting.
SRH.
that
SRH.
Mumbai Indians,
SRH.
Mumbai Indians, Mumbai Indians at the 10
No, you
overs
said
mark.
No, you
no, you
said they
said that
were
Mumbai
ahead
Indians
of
were
Gujarat.
ahead of
You
Gujarat
said it's
Titans. But I was ahead
SRH.
of
Sorry.
SRH.
Yeah, yeah, sorry. So Mumbai Indians were ahead of SRH at one point. The required run rate is still around 13s, but still they were able to manage it. And suddenly, the couple of overs where that has dried out the boundaries up due to the slower balls bowled by Pat Cummins, Jaydev Unatkar,
Yeah.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and that has stifled up the Mumbai Indians chase. But let's go back to the batting, man. I mean, that's the talking point of the whole match. And first start with Travis Head, man. As soon
Bowlers had no
as
business in the match, to be honest.
What
So,
a start.
no, as Ajit has pointed out, that first game Travis Head wasn't being there, but now he came in
Yeah.
and he made a huge difference. He scored. He was unbelievable. The way he scored is amazing. The funniest part is that he scored the fastest 50. Then 10 minutes later, Abhishek Sharma scored that fastest 50. That's how insane the batting was, man.
So the batting
uh,
is very good for
fastest
SRH.
50
The
for
batting is very
SRH.
good.
That is.
Yeah.
First test was Travis Head, then immediately in 10 minutes it was Abhishek Sharma.
That, yeah.
Yeah, man, it was amazing. And uh, let's not forget Aiden Markram's innings. He has played a really good innings, and
Yeah.
And
but
then Heinrich
Of course,
Klaassen.
the big man,
Heinrich Klaas,
the two South
the
Africans, the
nickname,
way they massacred the
the
Mumbai
the
Indians bowlers.
the what's the nickname Chica gave? Heinrich Ferrari
Ferrari.
Klaas, Ferrari.
Heinrich what?
Ferrari. Heinrich Ferrari Klaassen. He's playing like
My
no, it's actually good because he's playing like that. He's all of a sudden
my
Ferrari கார் மாதிரி விளையாடுறான். சும்மா
Yeah,
சுப்பு
Ferrari
சுப்பு
car
சுப்புன்னு
Marina.
அடிக்கிறான். எங்க போட்டாலும் அடிக்கிறானுங்கடா. எங்க போடுறதுனே
Yeah,
தெரியல.
yeah, yeah.
யார்கர் தான் போட முடியும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். யார்கர் கொஞ்சம்
ABD
மிஸ் ஆனா
Williams
போற
Murray.
ஃபுல் டாஸ்
Yeah.
6. ஃபுல் ஷாட் ஷார்ட் பால் 6. என்ன சொல்றது, குட் லென்த், ஈவன் த குட் லென்த் பால்ஸ், த ஹாஃப் ட்ராக்கர்ஸ் 6.
Mm.
எல்லா இடத்துலயும் சும்மா டுப்பு 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 டுப்புன்னு அடிச்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க.
For me, like, I think Larson is like the front runner right now for the purple for the orange cap. I think would you agree?
I think Ravindra might
yeah,
catch him. I
yeah.
think Rachin
And I
Ravindra
think,
could catch him soon.
Rachin Ravindra as well. Yeah, yeah. Actually, you know what? Rachin Ravindra, given that he's an opener, he probably has a better chance. See, I think SRH are good contenders to make it to the top four in this game simply on the back of their batting. They probably the strongest potential as a batting unit. I would not say they are the strongest batting unit itself because they didn't do so well last match. I mean, in the first match, but I think in terms of the potential, I mean, that that Travis said all the while. He has shown what he's capable of. Abhishek Sharma is also in form, and Markram is Markram. Markram is like a heavy hitter, and given the red hot form in which the Klaassen is in, uh, they're so good. I think that they're so strong. I remember once in one of this Breakfast with Champions interview, this guy Gaurav Kapoor, he asked Bhuvneshwar Kumar like who's the toughest batsman you ever bowl to, and his response was very simple. He's saying it's always a batsman who's in form. It can be anyone. So I think on the back of
Mm.
that, right, since they have so many, I mean, easily three or four batsmen who are in red hot form, I think the SRH will be going pretty. They're good contenders to make it to the top four, and the issue can probably come with their the bowling. They should probably, given how much of a score they had, given how much the pressure Mumbai Indians were put under. Uh, I honestly think that SRH missed a good the chance to increase their net run rate. It's not about works. Correct me if I'm wrong. If they had beaten to Mumbai by like a bigger margin, then their net run rate would have been higher, right? Or would it have not mattered much?
No,
No,
it
that
would
would
have
have been
gone
a bit
higher.
more higher, but I think the wicket was
Yeah.
too flat. So I'll go with my
Yeah,
analysis on
wicket
this.
was
I think the
flat.
wicket was way too flat. So Mumbai
Yeah.
Indians, like we mentioned that on at half stage they were 140 at 10 hours mark they were 141 for 2, and I thought they had a big chance of chasing it down with the way they were
Yeah.
going. But
I
I think
think
once Tilak
I think
Verma,
they're
I think once
I think SRH should. Yeah, just one second. I think SRH's power play bowling is not very good. Their death overs to bowling, I think is fine enough, but I don't think they do that well in the power play. And but given so those are the reasons. If they're able to sort out these things, that the batting will just if they just have like if their bowling unit does just good enough, their batting will carry them to huge level. And of course, their captain is Pat Cummins. He's the magician. He can do anything. So who knows? Pat Cummins
இந்த இந்த மாதிரி
he might just have just enough room in his closet for an IPL trophy as well. You know?
இந்த மாதிரி பிளாட்டான விக்கெட்ல கொடுத்தா யார் தாண்டா அடிக்க மாட்டானுங்க. போலிங் இஷ்யூவா இருக்குன்னா இந்த மாதிரி விக்கெட் எல்லாம்
But
கொடுத்தா என்ன
hmm,
போலர்ஸ்க்கு வேலையே இல்ல. போலர் எல்லாம் பாவம் அழுதுட்டு இருப்பானுங்க. But what I
hmm,
felt from that game, especially that I think exposed a little bit more of Mumbai Indians issues. Um, them not really getting their combination right, especially trying to fit in Hardik Pandya. I think I've mentioned this before regarding the Mumbai Indians. They're not the same Mumbai Indians that they once were when Hardik Pandya was there. So that really begs us to that really the big issue of that was trying to fit in Hardik Pandya because even Hardik Pandya himself is not the same player that he once was. He's a bit more. He's a completely different player right now. If you look at it, as a captain and as a overall player, he's changed. And also that's the reason why I think they're trying to he's trying to fit himself in, and he's trying to assert his own dominance. He's trying to take charge, but whatever he's done has backfired, especially the batting. Like Mumbai Indians, they were 141 for 2 at 10 overs, and then all of a sudden they lost Namandir and Tilak Verma. Okay, you're not bringing in Devalt Brevis. I think Devalt Brevis didn't play that match, if I'm not mistaken. Then you're trying to
He
bring
was
in
in the impact sub. He was in the
hmm,
impact
yeah.
that's
sub.
it.
Yeah. And but still, there was not much of there was not much of a contribution. But then Hardik Pandya Vanda, he started blazingly hot. He hit 10 runs in like the first three balls or something. Then all of a sudden, his strike rate went down significantly. When you're chasing 277 and you're someone having a strike rate of 120 in a run chase is not that advisable. And Tim David was not. I think he should have come up a little bit more higher up the order because Tim David is someone that who can hit from ball one and the flat wicket Tim David இன்னும் கொஞ்ச நேரம் அடிச்சிருந்தானா match win. But still, given that no one else would have tried to come close to that target, I think Mumbai Indians did really well. I think their batting showed a little bit. They were able to showcase their strengths as a batting unit. I think that's what they were able to get it out. Plus, chasing 277. Even if you have a 2-3 overs where you are not getting that much runs, you're basically done. Your match is already over by that point because you need to maintain that run rate. It's not just about how you start as well, but you need to maintain that run rate and till the end to finish the game and get close to that target or even winning it. I think Mumbai Indians did an admirable effort and bowling. I don't know what it is. They're not using Akash Madhwal. I was questioning that why they weren't playing Nihal Vadera, but why they were not playing Akash Madhwal is also a bigger question because he was a match winner for them last season. He was winning matches based on his sheer impact as a bowler, which is also a question mark as to why he wasn't playing. So I don't know. It's Mumbai Indians have a lot to do. I think they need to get their
I
combinations. I think
uh,
Hardik Pandya has to think a lot about where he should bat moving forward.
I will
I think
I'll answer.
once they can get some home games in them and they can
Hmm.
win because typically MI at home are really good. I think they can do just fine if they go back and win some home games. I think that would give some confidence. Like let them get their first win and then they can get some momentum. But I would not write off Mumbai Indians, even though they're
Yeah,
going to struggle a lot. But
yeah.
you can't write Mumbai Indians off because we've seen them
They
come out
usually
of
start slow.
nowhere.
Yeah, yeah.
We've seen them come out of nowhere and all of a sudden make it to the top four. So Mumbai Indians, you can't write them off again. But this time with Rohit Sharma not being the captain, it's a completely different team with Hardik Pandya doing captaincy. He's giving his own philosophies. pretty much everything has changed. So I think it's going to be a big struggle for them as well. I don't know. We initially thought that they were going to make it to the top four sheerly based on how strong they were, but injury concerns. Suryakumar Yadav is not there. I think they need to bring in Suryakumar Yadav, and apparently I've heard news that he's going to miss even more number of games because they haven't NCA hasn't cleared his fitness yet. They haven't released his fitness status and clearance Varla. So I think that would take a bit of a time. I don't know. It's so baffling right now. They're on paper they look strong, but while they're in the field, they don't look in sync, and they're not playing like a complete well-oiled machine. But hopefully, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt because they have like 12 games to go, and I think within the span of one tournament, they can become a completely different team and transform themselves. So they've known to do
Yeah,
that. I think that we can give them that benefit of the doubt.
yeah, that's true. I like to couple of points over here. I think Ajit, you mentioned about the batting order. Maybe Tim David should have come up the order. I feel that was the right time for him to come in because he's a designated finisher. He's one of the best finishers in the world. Coming around 14th and 15 over mark, that was a perfect time for him to come and slog. It's just that the sheer brilliance of SRH's bowling that has really stifled up the chase. And Hardik Pandya not being the same player was it was true. Maybe he could bat at number four and Tilak Verma batting at number five. Maybe that's where they could make that minor changes. Because if Mumbai Indians is to progress in this season, uh, Hardik Pandya's form is the key. And I don't know if you have seen the pictures of going around the social media that after the game, the Rohit Sharma is having a serious chat with the Ambanis, and social media people go crazy over it. People thinking that maybe next match, that they're going to change the captain. I find it really ridiculous. I mean, you're talking about a
There is
guy.
a chance it could happen, bro. There is a chance it
No,
could
We,
happen.
we never
I,
know. We never know.
Because we've
maybe.
seen that happen, bro. Let's not forget that Rohit Sharma was not the captain for the full season in
But
2013
I will
when
tell you,
Mumbai Indians won the
I'll tell you,
title.
I'll come to this point.
So it
Uh,
can happen.
I'll tell you what. Ricky Ponting has captained about 7 to 8 games, and they have lost. They
Mm.
only won only 2 games. That is a fair assessment, and then that's the time you can change the captain. It's only 2 games they have lost, man. You can't just change
Mm.
the captain after 2 games. You got to give him at least
No,
another
I'm
four
not
five
saying that
games,
that's
man.
going to happen. Like, I'm not saying that they're going to change captaincy within after 2 games. I'm saying that there is a chance that they could do it within the season because
Within
Mumbai
the
Indians
Yeah.
season,
have done
there
that
is a
before.
they could do it. What I am saying to you is that it's not like the Ravindra Jadeja situation, man, where Ravindra Jadeja was not even having the captaincy experience. Hardik Pandya has won an IPL title, man. There should be, and they should give him
I know that.
time. They should give him time and to really come on his own because he's complaining. He's coming into a different environment with a different set of players, and uh, and it takes time for him to get used to it, for his philosophy to imprint, and the players have to follow it. So it's going to take time, man. I think the amount of
That's what I
hatred
said.
he's getting, is going beyond the point. I feel that it's targeting families, and the PR of Rohit Sharma, man, is going another level, man. I find this PR of Rohit Sharma to be really ridiculous. He's just biased, favoring him, starting from his wife questioning everything, then the amount of players having set. Now at this point there are two sides of it: the Mumbai and the Rohit Sharma, the Jasprit Bumrah, Tilak Verma. There's one side. Then other side is Hardik Pandya, Ishan Kishan on the other side. It has become a very divided unit, man, and that's something uh, that is very concerning to see Mumbai
I
Indians, because
mean,
let me complete this point. As I said that before the start of the IPL, that if Mumbai Indians has to serve, the team itself is too strong enough. It's just that they had to sort out the ego issues out. The sooner they sort out these ego issues out, the the performance will come on its own. And as we know, Mumbai Indians is a traditional slow start. It's just that one game that changes everything. So
Yeah.
and Surya Kumar either coming in, that would be a blessing in disguise. I don't know when will he come. As you said that he's going to miss out few games, so they have to manage to win without him.
Well, I don't recall, people, trying going too far on Hardik Pandya, trying to get their loved ones in. I don't recall or anything seeing that. But what I've seen is the more hatred in the sense, like it's a pretty strong word, using hatred as such. But people expressing their own opinions. They're trying to express their disinterest and what have you. I would say that it's more on the way Hardik Pandya wanted to come to Mumbai Indians, but he will only be there as a captain once he gets traded and all that.
I agree with
And
you.
his questionable tactics as well, that's pretty much was in. And of course the Gujarat Titans fans booing him and everybody booing him all over. I don't
No,
think
that is
that's
okay.
more too
No, no,
far. I think that's
I
how it is in stadiums, and that's how fans should be. They
no, no,
should
no,
be
I
allowed
agree
to
with you. I
express.
agree with you. No, 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 I
That's the
agree with
thing.
you.
But
My point,
I
no, my
don't know
point,
about that.
no, 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 no. My point is that in the social media, I'm the fans booing is part of the games. If you look at football, you look at basketball, fans booing is part of the game. I agree with you. I agree with you with the tactics of Hardik Pandya. That is also questionable. I also said it to myself, to you guys, that the Hardik Pandya's question marks on how, the way he used Bumrah, the batting order, is all that stuff is all fine. I agree with you. It's just that the way it is going, the social media is such a funny place that the amount of hatred you're seeing, like, look at Twitter itself, you understand it's such a help place for
X
celebrities
X.
itself. It's X, yeah, whatever it is. I don't care about it. Twitter, X, whatever, jo bhi hai. Bro, the amount
You
of
can just say
hatred,
Twitter. I don't.
Twitter, X, man, jo bhi hai, man, it doesn't matter, man, hardly matters. The amount, bro, the PR of Rohit
Yeah.
Sharma, man, the
It's
one
not
thing I
good.
like
Yeah.
about the PR of Rohit Sharma is so much. Anyway, man, we're going to we are digressing a bit
Yeah.
too
Let's not
much.
get.
Let's go.
Let's not get
Let's
Let's
move on to
move to
the.
the
sidetracked
yesterday's
too much.
match.
But the we can't really say too much about the impact of social media because when a team makes a big change and then when they start losing, then everybody
Yeah,
goes berserk and angry. But all it takes is just one good match for all these people in social media to calm down and stop entirely. So
yeah,
it
I
really
know.
shouldn't. I highly the doubt is going to affect anything of what Mumbai Indians are going to do. It won't affect the chances of
Uh,
winning or losing. So it's probably not worth
yeah,
discussing
yeah,
too much. Let's go next match,
yeah, yeah.
last match.
Let's
Let's
go
go
to
on to the
next
match
last.
we had yesterday.
Yeah, Rajasthan Royals versus Delhi Capitals. I mean,
I didn't
uh,
see that match.
I just
Anything
make
big happened in that match? Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah,
Rajasthan
Rajasthan
won.
won the match.
I'll make it short. Actually, they were 58. They're like 30 or 58 for three or something like that. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Riyan Parag finally has arrived. After years of investment, Riyan Parag has shown why the management has persisted with him, scoring
Hmm.
the 85 runs, and at the end, that made a huge difference. The bowling and if you look at the trades which Delhi has made, I mean, uh, David Warner has scored his runs. He scored at the strike rate of 145. That is typical of David Warner. Rishabh Pant scoring 28 of the 23. I mean, look, as I said, that it
True.
takes more. He's him coming back to cricket after so many after a year and a half. He needs time. I think going up after him is a little unfair. It takes some time. At the end, Tristram Sharp doing whatever it is for him to get the target close. But then the bowling front of Rajasthan Royals, when they run, they have beautiful options. Andre Bagaman proving to be a very and a useful addition to the bowling front. And the death bowling of Avesh Khan and Sandeep Sharma was spot on. And I feel as Prithvi has mentioned rightly that the Rajasthan Royals could be the contention of top two, as I said.
Yeah, and to point that out, I was questioning that why they dropped Shea Hope and instead of why
He
they
got
went for
injured.
dropping a Preston sub. But yeah, Shea Hope got back spasm. That's why he missed that previous game. So I think I don't know why they would bring in Ricky Boy. I mean, if Shea Hope is not playing, then you might as well bring in Prithvi Shaw instead. I mean, why bring Ricky Boy as an impact sub? And he gets out in two balls and all that with the power play. The like I've already pointed at that previously in the with the match against Punjab that Delhi, trying to rely on David Warner and Mitch Marsh. I think that's not a problem on depending on Warner because Warner for sure is going to be very consistent. He's one of the most consistent players in IPL, probably the best overseas player. Maybe it's only maybe, like in top tier with Gale or De Villiers, probably the best overseas player in IPL history. It's only maybe, but he's pretty much has put himself a strong resume for that. So David Warner, regardless of whether he's not the destructive version of himself or whether he can be very destructive when given the time, but I think for Delhi to be successful he has to play that anchor role with no other choice. Mitchell Marsh, I think he needs to bring in some string of scores of where he can get like 40, 50 runs or somewhere. He has to stay a little bit more longer play. I don't know, just tone down, the bit of, the way he's being toned down his aggressiveness just a little bit, trying to stay there for a little bit more longer and get a big innings in there because that's when, their batting order can be a bit more bolstered if Mitch Marsh and David Warner, their opening combination, or I mean, that's how pretty much they're going to go with. Or if they want to bring in Prithvi Shaw back in, then that would also be fine. That would actually make Mitch Marsh role a bit more easier. But I'm not sure, man. This Delhi team right now, it's with injuries already, and on paper they look weak to start with. Once their auction got over, now with injuries and all that, that's even weaker. Ishant Sharma's injured. Shea Hope got a back spasm. Otherwise, he played really well against Punjab. Tristan Stubbs did his best, but the bowling of Rajasthan really excelled. But to point out Rajasthan, of course, Riyan Parag, the first two games he's played, he's been sensational. But I didn't understand why they would bring in Ashwin at number five, which was a bit of a baffling thing. But
No, no,
it
I'll tell
turned
you.
out to be a
I'll give
master
you.
stroke.
No,
But
no, no. I'll tell you
but it
why.
turned out to be a master stroke. Him hitting three sixes. Two against Andrik
Yeah, that's
Nokia.
the
That
point.
beautiful shots he played, and also against Kuldeep Yadav. If it stayed a little bit more longer, maybe they would have hit more than 190 or something. But again,
No,
it is what it is, and
Yeah,
Shemron
yeah. Why did they
Hetmeyer did his
bring
job
bring
again a
Ashwin
little
in?
bit.
I don't know why.
Hmm?
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, sure.
Um,
What was it?
I told
See,
them.
I'll saying that Ashwin coming in the role of Ashwin is pretty simple. Just go and hit out because
Yeah, that was good. That was
Riyan Parag's role is just to stay in till the end. That's the role he has. Because if you remember, the he scored 26 or 26. Then as he accelerated, as he go on with his innings, he was at 40 or 30 balls. And in the last 15 balls, he scored 45 runs. And that has increased his strike rate. And especially the last over again, Andre Nokia, one of the fastest bowlers in the world, scoring around 25 runs. That is insane level of batting, man. I think he's shown a lot of improvement and a lot of maturity. And Surya Kumar Yadav tweeted out that this Riyan Parag is a changed man. So yeah, and without being said, that moving forward, that we'll end this podcast over here. That we have
Yeah.
reviewed all the games, and any last words for the any last words, guys? You want to mention?
so I'll go first. So it's been an exciting first 2 weeks of the IPL. It's been so fascinating already. Can't wait for the tournament to progress and see the business end of the tournament is going to be even more interesting with the playoff spots. Fighting for the top four is going to be very interesting. I mean, CSK fans, it's already been a great start for CSK. The new era of Gaikwad has begun. We'll possibly see
Yeah,
how this season will go, and
Too early, man.
it
It's
will
too early.
be an indicator of how the mega auction will progress and how he's going to build his own team from scratch. So it's going to be interesting. But again, it's an exciting week of the IPL, but you never know. This tournament is too unpredictable. Any team can beat anyone. So it's no team is a pushover. Even for Delhi and Punjab, when we said that they look a bit weak on paper, and the sometimes when the way they played was a bit more questionable, but you can't rule them out as well because it's no team is a pushover. So it's going to be interesting to see.
yeah,
What about you,
I agree with
Prithvi?
you. Agree with
I don't have too much more to say. I think, like you said, it'll be an exciting game. We'll probably see. We might even see very big. We'll be seeing big scores this season. We might even see the 300 plus score. The team that I'm personally watching out for is is SRH. I think SRH. They, at least this is the personal thing. I think they will make the a top four, and I think it's this might be too much of this might be a stretch, but I think they can probably even play the finals. We don't know, but
One
what?
suggestion before we end this off. You said
Yeah,
there's a chance that a 300 plus would also be crossed. I'll predict
yeah.
this. I'll give a good prediction. I think
Okay,
SRH
when
might
it
do it
happened.
again, this time against
Okay.
RCB in the same Hyderabad pitch.
In
That's a,
Chinnaswamy.
Yeah,
In
oh
Chinnaswamy.
yeah,
Chinnaswamy, yeah.
அங்கெல்லாம்
Yes, they
வந்துருச்சுன்னா
will.
அவ்வளவுதான் 320 320.
When is that match? When is that match?
Is there a
I
game
don't
in Bangalore, SRH? I'm not too sure. I have to see
I
the
don't know.
schedule.
Let me check. Let me check.
I'm checking it right now. Let's see. Yeah, they're going to play them on April 15th. Uh, in Chinnaswamy. Yeah, that is
Okay,
the
Oh,
day
okay.
Titanic also sank.
oh,
Yeah.
300 plus
Of course.
confirm.
300
300
plus
plus
Yep.
confirm.
confirmed. Yeah, yeah.
They
April
have two matches, bro.
15th, and
They're
yeah,
playing two matches. There's one in Bangalore, and then the first match they'll play in Bangalore, and the next time they face it will be Hyderabad. So there's two
Yeah,
chances of
yeah.
getting 300 plus. And if it's in Hyderabad,
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if the curator wantedly prepares a pitch which is exactly the same as what it was against Mumbai. But I doubt it, man, because during April conditions might change and who knows. But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
it's
Agree with
just a
you.
prediction, but I think we'll end it here. So, yeah, it's
Yeah,
been
we'll
nice
end it
setting
here.
episode.
And
So,
it's been a yeah, yeah. And one thing I would like to say is I'm looking forward to Riyad Paragh's evolution because the way he started
yeah,
first,
so am
I'm
I.
excited to see how it goes. So that's one thing I like to see. With that being said, guys,
Yeah, just one thing. Just
it's
one
been a
thing.
very long.
I'm really
Yeah,
one sec. I'm really looking forward to. It just hit me the moment you said Riyan Pariaga. I am really looking forward to Yashasvi Jaiswal also just exploding in this thing. Looking forward to him also getting,
yeah.
But we'll see.
and
That's
of
true.
course Hendrik
How long are we
Larsson.
going to add? How long are we going to keep adding more and more, man? We're
Adding
going to
one
keep
more.
adding more.
Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. Just wanted to mention one
Yeah,
quick thing about the Jaiswal. I'm done.
yeah, yeah, yeah. With that being said, that thank you so much, guys, for tuning
For
in.
watching, yeah.
Uh, let me talk.
हाँ बोल रहा हूँ भाई हाँ
So I know I'm
बोलो
talking. No. So thank you so much for watching this video. It's been a very long video. We're reviewing the first week of the IPL, and please thank you so much to Prithvi and Ajit for coming in for the podcast. And please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We see you on the other side. Take care. Bye bye.